Alrighty. Let's take a peek. Third time was not the charm. We still do not have transcoding, but we are just going to live with it. Let me go ahead and start the closed captions. It's a good thing to remember at the start of stream. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just do the regular announcements. Discord, Twitter. I was gonna say etc., but then I realized that that would imply that there are things other than Discord and Twitter that I announce stuff on, and that is in fact not the case. I'm not really happy with that picture, but I wanted to put a picture. So we'll just live with that. Let's. So we've got to take this off, unfortunately. I've enjoyed this a lot. Not quite as much as the green. The green was really something special. Enjoy your lyric purple. I like literally lost my train of thought in the middle of like talking. I have enjoyed this. It's worn really well with a single exception here. And this is actually where the where I have that little almost break in the nail. So I wasn't really surprised that it lifted there. But like literally everything else is looking pretty freaking good for a 2-week-old manicure. We did this before New Year's. Wasn't actually New Year's Eve, maybe the day before New Year's Eve. So it's been a good manicure. It lasted a long time. I had been thinking about some nail art, but as a lot of you guys know, I haven't been feeling very well. So I opted to just like keep it very simple. Hey Lizzie, welcome. And we kind of have been planning this one for a while to do the multichrome layered with the unicorn skin. And I kind of maybe want to add like a little bit of the holo, maybe. Like maybe some linear or maybe like some flaky. maybe. Hey Whimsy. Hey Spacey. Welcome you guys. I don't remember when we tested this before. I think we did like a holo, but I don't. So this is when we tested these before. We tested all the unicorn skins over all the multichromes. The linear and the flaky. Hey Trina. Yeah. More holo taco always, yes please. Oh, insomnia, Angie. That sucks and that is relatable. I haven't exactly been having insomnia because when I know I can't sleep, I just don't bother to go to bed. Like laying in bed is so frustrating. So like I'll just usually stay up until I think I can reasonably go to sleep. So like it's kind of hard to tell on these, but on the multichrome swatches, half of them, each of them have a swipe of, I think, flaky. I think it's too chunky for linear and or too sparse for linear and too chunky for what the heck is the other one called? My god. Okay, phone number 1. Shh. Number 2. Now these are a little bit tricky because like getting the holo to, there we go, to show was like I remember this being a little bit of a challenge for some reason. Battery Cat's Evasion is this multichrome right here. It goes from like kind of a purpley fuchsia into like a goldish greenish type of a color. Hey, Dr. Crotron. It's good to see you. Um, and Christine wanted to call it tax evasion, but her lawyers told her that wasn't a good idea. So, hey, son. Hey, Amethyst. Um, like now you see, like this is my dilemma here. At a lot of angles, like the hollow isn't actually popping out, but then again, at some angles, it definitely is popping out. Yeah, I probably should hollow. I probably should hollow. Also, LJ, hello. I almost missed you there. I hope I haven't missed anybody. My brain power is not high. What brain power there is going towards, that mental hamster wheel. But we're gonna have some pretty colors and chill out. So, like we've just, for anybody who doesn't know, like all these things, right? Well, I mean these things too, but we're talking about these things. Like these are all things that I love. The multichromes are very, there we go, shifty, cool. Was easier to show with the flashlight actually. So this is the one that we're going to be using. And actually in the bottle it's kind of easier to show off too. You can see, I mean, like if you don't know what a multichrome is and you like try to tell somebody like, well, it changes colors, and like maybe they'll look at you like just like Google it or some shit and show them a video and be like, okay, that's what I'm talking about here. You can see a little bit in the corners, like a little bit more of the greenish end of the gold. It's very pretty. And so these are this is Cosmic Unicorn Skin Camera. You wanna do camera things? Maybe not. I didn't turn off the focus, did I? I probably did. I'm probably yelling at it and it's not even its fault. It's not. Okay, you have your chance to redeem yourself, camera. Look at that. Redemption, y'all. And the really interesting thing, of course, now it's going to instantly like unfocus. The interesting thing with these, and the reason I think they're going to be really cool layered together, is that they shift through the same range of colors, right? So they both have like a goldish end, and they both have like a fuchsia-ish end. So we've done this before with a couple other of the combinations, and it just turns out cool. This is also going to turn out cool, but it just has been pushed off and delayed, and we didn't do it this week because we did that other thing, and I don't have the brain power or the energy to like brainstorm or like figure out some new shit. So we're gonna go to this old shit that I've been wanting to do since. Now this little section here is not dated, but the top of the page is 10/1 and the bottom of the page is 10/24. So sometime during the month of October is when we first thought about doing this. Hey, Cthulhu. I'm hanging in there. I'm not feeling the super greatest, but we can do a manicure. Music, holy crap, 31 months. Hair bomb today. Thank you. It's a little bit much. It's like, looks better the farther away you are. But thank you. I really love iridescent. I really love hollow. I really love even just, some plain colors. It doesn't have to be fancy to be beautiful. Sarah, hello. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know if I could, like, if I had to pick like a favorite Holo taco polish. Like, okay, so here's the thing. One of my favorite manicures that I did with them was the green one that we had a couple weeks, which was kind of a version of this blue one, except it was with the green. Math. 8 months. Uh-oh, we've almost got a Twitch baby, Math. What are we gonna name it? Before we had the blue on, we did this green with the gold flaky, and I don't know where the blue flaky. Actually, no, wait, yes I do. We did this. Like this was amazing. And like it's many things. Like of course the flakies aren't unicorn skins, but unicorn skins are flakies. Not all flakies are unicorn skins, but unicorn skins do belong to the flaky family. I think we'd all agree. But possibly my favorite manicure that I did was Mist Shift, Flakie, traditional regular silver Flakie, and a unicorn skin, Aurora unicorn skin. So we're hitting all the things. Like, is it right here? Like, so that was kind of along the same lines, right? Where, whoop, I'm sorry, computer, please don't be mad at me. Where they're shifting through the same. Did you see him? I'm sorry. Oh, being rude. The two shift through a similar spectrum of colors, so when they're layered together, like it's a very subtle effect. Really super cool. And then you throw in like some holo. Is beautiful. On the other hand, you know what? Actually, that's not true. I could name my favorite holo taco polish, maybe. Because one coat black. You know? Like, is one coat black my favorite holo taco polish? Maybe? No. Yes? Maybe? I don't know. Could be. They're good. You could like whichever one you like, or you could like all of them. I like all of them. Surprise. Hey, Ego. This manicure camera, is it too shiny for you, camera? Can you focus, camera? Maybe. Okay, hold on. Let's do like that. Let's do like that. Let's do like this. Like this. So like we did this before New Year's Eve. We need this off for proper flashlight time. Actually, it's gonna be a little bit tricky because the foil is very reflective. Like if you get right up on it, you actually get like less of the holo. You gotta get like a side slice of the flashlight. But like this, I very much have enjoyed. Like there's no fault to be found here. And I mean, like, look at this cuticle gap, y'all. That's 2 weeks of growth. Yes. Sun. Yes. Okay. Also, so you guys, I could just go off on like 3 different tangents right now. Also, I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a while because I haven't streamed in a while because I just haven't felt well. But there's the community goal. Okay, let's do that first because that'll be lots of talking, and the whole part of the point of the other thing is of when I'm not talking. So we did the room rando, and if you're like only a nail polish person, like I don't know, this only take like a short minute because the community goals are almost all game focused because I don't like gambling with what's on my nails, if that makes sense, or I don't know, maybe eventually there will be a nail polish community goal. Yeah, I don't feel like I don't know, there's nothing more wrong with me than there is usually wrong with me. I just feel like shit. I'm really, really tired. All my joints hurt, and I don't feel good. But I'm not like sick. I'm just like I don't feel good. I don't know if that makes sense. It probably does. Unfortunately, I think a lot of you guys understand. So that said, the past whatever 2 streams since we finished the room rando, I've been meaning to tell you guys about this and start this. I don't want to start it when I'm offline and have the timer already be taken down, although that doesn't really matter because you can extend it as many times as you want, but I still didn't want to do it that way. Malaise or malaise. How do you pronounce it? Yes. Yes. A general, and just like, I don't know. I mentioned in Discord, I'm trying some light therapy again because a lot of the symptoms do seem like the seasonal affected shit. Because, like, just going up the stairs, like, go walk up one flight of stairs and have your legs feel like you walked up 10 flights of stairs. Just like literally, like, you done had a workout and you just like went up a flight of stairs. And like, I'm not gonna pretend I'm like the most exercisingest bitch out there, cause like, you know, I'm not. But I promise I can usually walk up a goddamn flight of stairs without feeling like I need to go lay down. So, malaise. You guys want to see my little light? I don't know if it's gonna work. It's pretty damn bright. I'm not gonna turn it on. Okay, I'll turn it on. I won't point it at the camera or anything though. Anyway, that's like another tangent. We finished the room rando, which was the previous community challenge. So I marked that complete and I set up a new community challenge and I'm going to activate it right now if I figure out how to scroll to the side in this window that I made small. Okay, start. Yes, start it. I hope I put it in right when I did it before because I did not just check the details as Twitch strongly encouraged me to do. So, plus then we get a little fancy banner and we get a moment to talk about it, even though like it would have made like eons more sense to start it during a game stream. But hey, it's okay. A lot of you guys are here for both things and that's awesome. Let me actually. So, put some oil because we're about to soak this off. And if I recall, we've got a base coat and 2 coats of the blue and a coat of silver and a coat of blue and a layer of top coat, and that's however many things I just said is a number of coats. So it's gonna take a minute to soak off. Like it's already to the point where it's like such and one other, but thank you everybody I can see and everybody I can't see. Yeah, it's approximately several coats of polish. Like it's approximately several more than what I usually use. I'll say that much. And I remember soaking off the green took a little bit longer than I thought. So a little bit of oil just to. Okay, we're still very close. I apologize. The Hollow Point Hollow Knight mod. If you're like, what the, dude, what? Okay, just look and you can mute me and I'll just Oh, look who's here. Yeah, how you doing, buddy? What? You coming over here? Oh, hi, Crotus. I feel like, I don't know. Overstimulated? Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yes, who's a good boy? The Hollow Point mod. So, for anybody who doesn't know, Hollow Knight is a video game. It's called Metroidvania. It means you could explore and find things and make progress and such. We play it lots around here. It's cool. You should try it. You usually fight things with a sword that's really a nail or a nail that's really a sword, depending on your outlook. And yes, the game has nail arts. And this mod replaces my nail sword with a gun. And it replaces charms that would usually buff my nail sword with gun charms. And it replaces my magic with guns. And it replaces my magic charms with gun shit. So basically, we're gonna be Yosemite Salmon our way through Hollow Nest. Hollow Nest. Hollow Knight. Hollow Nest. We also have a penguin gun, Whimsy. I don't know if you know about that. I think you would like penguin gun. So if you think it would be fun to see the little vessel tear up enemies with I don't even understand if like you get multiple, like what, one gun is your bane, one gun is your sword, and one gun is your magic. Yeah. So that's the new community goal. The other thing, so like we've had this discussion before about whether I need to have background music or not. And I thought about it. I was like, I should give it a try. And I even found something like I kind of like and seems like mellow and good. And then I realized, like, how exactly do I want to do that though? And I don't remember if I've like considered these considerations before and just forgot that I considered it. Oh, there was a treat. I'm sorry, Spacey. Fuck. Oh, so like basically I found some music, I downloaded it. I was literally going to play it on stream today because I didn't think that I would have anything to talk about. And I was like, I don't want there just to be dead air for people. Like, I don't know. The thing with streaming is, if I can just like push the button, it actually goes way, way better than I expect, even if I'm tired. Streaming just like makes you forget you're even tired. Anyway, so I realized like I don't wear headphones during nail streams, and if I played music and it's coming out of my speakers, then are you guys gonna have like horribly echoey music? Would I need to not have it like come through the speakers? Would I need to wear headphones? Would my mic maybe just not pick it up if I put it low enough? If I put it low enough to where the mic doesn't pick it up, am I going to be able to hear alerts? Like, start thinking about all these things. Wait, try what for your narcolepsy, son? I totally... If it was something I said, I don't even know that I said it. Hey. Well, now? Treats. Come here. Oh, streaming makes me not tired. Yeah, it's the stream adrenaline. Is you a good boy? Here you go. I'm sure you don't want to smell my acetone fingers. Should I try to do both hands at once? Sure, why not? Streaming is a fix for narcolepsy. I mean, or you fall asleep on stream. I suppose you could set like sound alerts for your followers to set off if you fall asleep, but then you would have to trust them not to do it when you're not asleep and just scare the shit out of you. Yeah, there is that math. There is that, because I did that my last stream. That Zote stream, it wasn't supposed to be a Zote stream, number one. It was just supposed to be like a quick little P5 redemption, because I didn't want to leave Nate's redemption hanging out there, as I have had a tendency to do in the past. The Zote thing was fully an accident. Yeah. Yeah, he did, Amethyst. There's a clip. In fact, do I have that emote, or is that just his emote? If it was on FFZ, I think I would have added. He ditched again. Rude beanie. I almost knocked over my bottle. Yeah, like, I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, would I have the same, reaction if... I don't know. What, like, you guys all stopped by my house? Well, no, that would be weird. Okay, I don't know what else to fucking compare streaming to. Maybe that's the maybe that's the thing. There's nothing like streaming. Sneaker texture? I'm unaware of sneaker. OPI's grease collection. I'm pretty sure I saw those. I don't know if I have any. This light is not. That's a little better. Sneaker texture. That's a really weird name to call it, I feel like. Sorry. I just have like the absolute shittest posture, but I'm just not comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, Musical. I want to see it. I don't know, like some of the weirder textured polishes like that. Like I would rather have matte than leathery. I don't know if my like can I convey my disgust with that? I need my nails to be smooth. I don't like it when my nails aren't smooth. It bugs me viscerally. Hey Zuli. No, we've had some disjointed various conversations. We've had a little bit of flashlight time. I've vented a bit and started a new community goal, and now we're soaking off the blue. I really did. I showed you guys the chip, right? The only nail that chipped was my thumb, and it chipped right at the spot that's almost a break. So I think that spot just, I tried to seal it, but it was so low. I think it just got some water in there, and that it caused like, because it like literally lifted up like a whole area and just like peeled off, almost like peel off base coat, which you could see from the rest of the manicure was not the norm. So I think it just like got some water in there and weakened it Zuli with the contribution. Forging the pure nail. Oh. Now I like I have to figure out how to greet you without setting off my G thing over there. Maybe if I say Sir Goo. Hello, Sir Goo. Yes, we can go with the end of the name because the beginning of the name set it off. Mm. Oh my god, Zuli. Ow. Also a little bit scary. Like I saw a thing, it was like one of those things on Instagram where it's like just like clips of like, I don't know, a thread somewhere, and they're talking about like what if aliens contacted us, and then the person that they were interviewing was talking about how humans get like super strength in situations where they need to do something like lift a car off of a baby or something. And the alien's like, how do you do it? And the human's like, I don't know, whatever. And it goes on this little story or whatever. But then like the reactions are like, we can't, humans cannot live up to our full potential because we literally rip our body limb from limb with our own muscles or something. And I don't remember where I was going with this, but maybe just kind of that, like, I feel like that's what my body is doing. Like I can't relax. My muscles are all anxious and tight, and like my whole body is sore. I need to quit complaining. We need to get to the pretty colors part so that I can quit complaining. Yeah. And it's like clenching your teeth but with your whole body. Like I've described it like that before, and I really feel it. Like sometimes you just like your jaw and you're like, oh my god, let me just like but I don't know how to do that with my body, my whole entire body. Kind of like that, I suppose. But that doesn't really like do it though. Yeah, but it's supposed to be like, you know, an escape from all the shitty shit to only good shit. This is good shit, not shitty shit. Mm. Oh, silly, that's very like I don't know. When I had to go to the doctor, whatever it was last month or whatever, I was pretty impressed with how they handled things as far as keeping people distanced and everything. Like, it's not your fault if they don't have something set up. Like, your cough is not a reason to deny you service for a broken, possibly rib. Mm. I complain and pretty finger stuff. That would be like, I used to just always, like, you come across a saying or a string of words or whatever, be like, man, Well, number one, there's the when you string absurd words together, there's that's a great band name, but that right there, Battery, would be a great nail art blog. Yeah, music out. Were you here at the start? We're gonna do the Cat's Evasion and Cosmic combo today. No. Okay, no. We'll probably have this on for a while. MDC Cow, thank you for the follow. I was thinking about mattifying it right away. But then I remembered that I can mattify it after I've enjoyed it glossy for a while. Please keep nails just like this. I mean, we're past the season. Nails that have stuff like this, it's always like, oh, and then it's like, I mean, I guess if you did what you call, I've waited like way long enough. These better. Oh, that's really nice. Look at all that. Sorry, lost my train of thought again. I don't know. I saw shiny things. It's not even on my nail. It's not even in its coolest form, and it still like just derailed my brain. Oh. And complaints, yeah. Oh, that's pretty satisfying. I keep that same spot on both nails. Am I like not applying even pressure? Anyway, so I don't know, if I do run out of things to say at some point, maybe we'll give the background music thing a try and see how much the mic picks up, because I found some really nice mellow background music, because it's such a mellow stream. Oh, so mellow. Shower lurk. All right, music gal. Hey chum, we're soaking off our polish. Then we're going to put some new polish on. Ta-da! Man, it's just... something about that is so satisfying. Right? I mean, I didn't get it perfectly clean. Perfect. But like... Also, oh gosh. I forgot. How could I forget? How? Oh no, I don't know. I need to trim my nails. Kind of like they're long right now. Oh, they're so nice. I love them at this length. I really need to cut them. Yeah, Dr. Crotron. The fuck? Do I have a crack there? What? I want to pick at that with like an orange stick, but I've got all the cotton on my other hand still. Well, they were already pretty long, and then, 2 weeks of growth. This is, like, so distracting to me. It has to be, like, a little peel or something. And the polish is, like, trapped in between the layers. I hate when that happens. Even though I'm going to paint it and cover it up, now I know that it's there. It's so aesthetically displeasing. I'm such a whiner today. Meh. Dr. Crotron, I'm going to just ask you and you can feel free to say no. But you could just consider, like, just maybe, just possibly, just like for old time's sake, we got 2-year anniversary this Saturday of HKR, and it's gonna be chaos. You could be an instigator of chaos, and you can randomize. I'm gonna go ahead and say you can randomize whatever you want, and it'll be okay, because the new multi-world lets us do that. Better if you are anybody actually. Well, I mean, you need to know how to play a little bit, not just like, hello, I'm completely new and I've never done anything ever. Because I mean, it's gonna be a little bit crazy. But in celebration of Hollow Knight Racing Discord's 2-year anniversary, or at least that's what I'm saying. It's not the exact anniversary day, but the anniversary is this month. Saturday night, 10-ish Eastern. So it'll be fine, Whimsy. Just get you map mod. So there used to be multi-world, but it was on Rando 2.0 logic, and it was jank, and you had to host the server yourself, and it was prone to crashing. And we always talk about, man, wouldn't it be so cool if multi-world worked? And then out of the blue, this dude named Callum, or Callum, or both, I don't know. I've seen him as Callum in the game, and I've seen him as Callum in the Discord. Whatever. He just pops out of nowhere. He's like, updated multi-world. And everybody's like, oh, right? Like, literally, me too. I'd been playing it if I'd been feeling it all brain this past week. But you gotta have at least part of a brain to play rando, especially when other people are counting on you. So basically the premise of multi-world is it's randomizer, except you can find other people's items. So like, say me, Doc, and Battery were playing together. I could find Doc's dash, and then he would need to find Battery's claw and fungal, and then Battery would use his claw to go find my fireball or some shit like that. It's gonna be a disaster. It'll be a fun disaster. The chat is gonna be crazy. Part of me is just like, yes. And then part of me is like, I wonder if we'll give in and split into like smaller groups. But I think like an amazingly huge group just in like one chaotic chat and like teach people that are streaming how to use push to talk. I've already taught myself. Like, it's so in the spirit of the olden days. Because Math, I don't know if you know this. When we started HKR, we would have, let's say, like 4 people, maybe 6 people, and have like 2 or 3 teams, and we'd all be in the same chat. There was no splitting off into team chats. It was chaos, and it was lovely. It was great. And that's like what that's what I feel. Like, that's what I feel this is gonna be like. I don't know. It just seems so great for the anniversary to have something like this that embodies the spirit of HKR, which is fun, friendship, and how do you put an F on rando? Frando. No, that's too corny. I'm sorry. But like, I don't know. Yeah, except you have a teammate and you're trying to help your teammate. Oh man, I just got claw. Where? Dude, is that the spot? Like how to alert your teammate to absolutely anything useful you're doing without literally telling the other team exactly where it was. Like, it was much more like, I don't know if I want to say useful, but like to have like a couple things that like you could say and another person would know instantly what you're saying, and another person would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like dead guy instead of palm relic. Only the OG HKR players know. You know it is dead guy batter. That must be because you watch me. Luke is the one that named it dead guy. There's a guy, he's dead. Yeah. The thing is, like, there's actually so many dead guys in the game that like got a Wanderer's Journal just chilling next to him. But that's dead guy. I've got a little hangnail situation. Take care of this real quick. Beanie is literally snoring and stretched out like a sausage. Beanie. You could come stretch out like a sausage right here. He's like, nope. It logged you out on your phone? That's weird. I'm definitely logged in on both. Oh, this is gel. There's a repair here. I completely forgot I had broken this nail. Seems fine. Am I gonna file these? Yeah, there's a dead guy. Guy Fieri check, yes, which I always never remember, and then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, it's glowing boom. All right, Angie, thanks for hanging out. I hope you rest well. Have a good day tomorrow. Okay, so after 2 weeks, we gotta like at least glance at the cuticles. Like, they don't actually look bad until you like look closely at them. I still don't have the autofocus on because I'm smart. Once you get close, you're like, oh man, that's a lot of cuticles. No, Guy Fieri is not dead. We're talking about Hollow Knight checks. One is Guy Fieri check and the other is dead guy check. They're different checks. Yeah, well, polish helps. They obviously can't overtake the polish. So 2 weeks is a long time, though. It just kind of got out of hand. I haven't felt like doing them. Might actually need to trim a bit of this, because otherwise that's going to be like hanging out. Usually I push them back often enough that there's not like that amount to trim. And I do not recommend trimming your cuticles except under extreme circumstances, which this like kinda is. We'll see. How they look once I get done, but I can, like, if there's too much cuticle hanging there, it basically almost turns into a hangnail, which I am pro cuticle nippering. Ooh, what kind of crepe? Savory? Savory crepes are good too, although I think I'm more of a sweet crepe person. Bubble tea, like, I don't know. It seems weird to me, but I've never had it and I probably would love it. Honestly. I should put on the background music now. It's like taking more concentration than normal to deal with my cuticles. Trying to get that right there. There we go. If you are like dealing with a hangnail or using nippers, just go very slowly and carefully. Like you can go in small pieces. Like exceptionally small pieces. No worries, Lily. Okay, all that except for the peppers. I'm down with Lizzie. That sounds really good. I did see their mystery bag, Trina. And I do love Zoya. I actually have more Zoya in my collection than everything else. Which, like, I didn't look too much in the mystery bag because I'm semi on a no-buy. Even though it sounds like a good deal. I think it's like $50 for $150 worth of products. But I wish there was at least a hint of what's inside, because I do have enough Zoya that unless it's like all new shit, I don't want to end up with dupes. Like, I'm pretty sure I have over 500 Zoya. Maybe not quite 500-ish. There are 5 full Helmer drawers. Spaghetti. I had spaghetti not last night. Night before must have been. Yeah, if anybody is looking to like hugely expand their Zoya collection, you might want... I don't know how long the deal is for either. There's a lot of good sales right now. Is the Color Club sale still going on? The $5 holos? That one I kind of have to hold back from, except several of the polishes that I want from Color Club right now actually are not holos. So if I were going to go in and order from them, I should wait for a different sort of deal. I think wait for one of their like BOGOs. Oh, we were going to try the background music. Okay, so... And, like, there's probably other ways to do this. I could probably maybe even do this, like, through OBS. But that still doesn't eliminate most of the problems that I'm thinking of. So just, I'm going to play it for a little bit. And y'all tell me how, like, if it echoes a lot. Or if it's, like, distracting. Or if it's, like, good. Or, like, basically, what do you think about having like mellow background music for when I get distracted and concentrating? This is Deep Relaxation from Kevin MacLeod of Unwritten Return fame, of course. I like his music. It's mellow and good, and Creative Commons. Hey, Injured Sandwich. I mean, done properly, it should not. Sandwich. No. No, dude. If it hurts, they're doing it wrong. No. Okay, sorry. No way, dude. If it hurts, I feel like they could be going into her nail bed, and I've seen that. Like, I've told the story before about how I helped my friend soak off her gel polish, and she had all these many vertical ridges, like way deeper than any natural nail ridges. I'm like, dude, have they been e-filing off your gel? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, they've fucked up your nail beds completely. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, you're way too casual about this. Yeah, no, I would not pay for that. I would report them. I would never go back to them. No. Like, I've never used like an e-file or anything like that, but like I've seen them in action and they're powerful. Like some of them are extremely powerful. And for like shaping acrylic and stuff, I think they're fine. And even for like removing gels and stuff like that, I think they're fine to a point. You can't take it all the way down unless you're like a level of pro that I don't think you're gonna find on your corner salon. You know what I mean? You gotta you gotta not touch any of your actual natural nails. You get down to like the base coat or something and then just like soak it off. Like, I'm sorry, I'm like having like internal like yeah, no nail anything should ever hurt. The closest, like, maybe asterisk I'll put on that is, like, when you cure gel under a lamp, if it's too thick, that shit can get hot. But even that, like, is not supposed to happen. Like I said, it's because it's too thick. And if it gets hot to the point where it's like, oh, wow, that's really hot, like, you should take your hand out of the lamp. Like, I've had to do that before and, like, wait until it cools off and then, like, go back in. But, like, no nail anything should ever hurt. The only parts of the nail that you should be manipulating with tools are the parts that are dead. This part and the cuticle part, like what I'm scraping off now. Yeah. And like dip powder is probably like a little bit more stubborn than just like gel, because dip powder is like more of an acrylic type of a thing, right? I'm not super pro on dip powder, but like, yeah. Like usually, like when I do gel, what I'll do is I'll use a file to break just the glossy layer of the top coat, and then I'll wrap them up and soak them. But no, it should not hurt. I'm sorry. I'm like having a dramatic reaction, but like I literally, like, I've never had my nails done at a salon, and like it's those kind of stories that like make me like scared to kind of like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm sure I would speak up, but if it, you know, if they've hurt you, that's already damage done. Or like you said, like thinking that that's the way it's supposed to be. But I mean, anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 99.99999% sure that I'm right. That should, if it's hurting, it's going into your, like your live nail bed. Your nerves are feeling it because it's touching your nerves. Oh yeah, nail biting. I have heard a lot of people say that having their nails done can help with that. All right, Amethyst, enjoy your shower. Yeah. Susie's a good one. There's a lot of good nail artists on both sides. I mean, and I'm not like anti acrylics or anti gels or anti extensions or anti any of that shit just because I don't use it. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe some of it still is even just like fear of the salon rolled over to fear myself. Well, also plus the fact that like I have no idea how to do acrylics and stuff. I still feel like my using gel polish is fairly recent, although at this point it's kind of not. But like your hands are kind of like your feet in that there's a lot of nerves and stuff packed in there, so it's easy to hurt yourself. Even like I say with the nippers, you want to know another tool that like hurts you real quick, like it should never hurt if you're cutting off only the dead skin. If you actually get into like your flesh, if you bleed, you gonna pay double or triple the price, because every time acetone hits that shit, you gonna cry and remember that you got too aggressive with those nail clippers, or nippers rather. See, so like here we have that little, you know, it's dry, it's crusty, it's obviously dead. Would never have gotten to that point if I hadn't ignored my nails for 2 weeks. I've never talked to Susie, but I mean, I like her videos. I don't know very many other like nail people on YouTube. I know more nail people on Twitch than I know on YouTube, now that I actually like think about it, which is kind of weird. Yeah, just get rid of the dead part. Don't touch your living parts. Okay, that sounds creepy and weird. Also, I went off on such a rant. I don't even know if Dr. Crotron ever answered me or if he was gone or any of that stuff, because that was 80 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been one to like reach out for collabs or stuff like that. I think I've accepted every collab that anybody's ever approached me about, but I've never approached anybody about a collab, which is, I mean, I suppose on me. Just would feel weird, and I don't know. Also, it's kind of stressful, because, like, I have enough trouble meeting my own deadlines, let alone when I'm working on something with somebody else, and then, like, if I fuck up, that's affecting their deadline also. Dr. Crotron posted a link to a secret video. No worries, sandwich. I mean, like, stuff like that, number one, it definitely is knowledge that I would want to spread. And number two, like, I don't know, we need things to talk. I need things to go off on tangents about when I'm just sitting here doing my cuticles for however long this takes. Yeah. He probably, I don't know. He probably was lurking. What else? Oh, the music. So how do you guys like the music? Can you guys even hear it? I mean, it's pretty quiet. And I have, like, went off on a tangent right after I started it. One nice, one eh. Is it echoey at all? That was a concern that I had. Because, like, I don't want to not be able to hear it, number one. Also, I was like, well, how would I even do that and then still be able to hear, like, my notifications? And I was like, I don't know if the mic will pick that up or if it will even be noticeable if it does. Yeah. Well, that's kind of, I didn't want, like, anything that's, like, I almost said anything that you really, really want to listen to, and then I realized that sounded kind of bad, but, like, I just wanted some nice, mellow background music, and that's part of the reason why I had never added any before, is because I had never found any where I was like, that could be chill for however long a nail polish stream is. Like, I don't particularly want, like, a whole playlist. Obviously, I'm being mindful of copyright for multiple reasons. Not just because of Twitch, but because this will eventually go up on YouTube. And also because, like, I don't know, I've never had any problems with false claims from Unwritten Return. But I do have Content ID, so I have to be mindful of the audio to make sure that I'm not accidentally claiming somebody just because I had it in my video. Because I don't want to turn off the whole entire audio recognition. So I don't know. I might, try it for a couple, see how it goes once this gets up to YouTube, which of course would imply that it gets to YouTube. And go from there. I got a couple different ones that were, like, longer and that I liked. Like I mentioned, this one is just called Deep Relaxation. Ash! Do you know? Okay, confessions. For the longest time, I just say hi, Ash, but I read your name as Ash of NES, like Nintendo, like. And then at one point I saw you in some other chat and I was like, oh my god, there's an I. And then I was like, my world was upturned. I was like, oh my god, I've been wrong about this person's name for months and I didn't even know it. Like, well, at least I didn't out myself by trying to pronounce it the way that I thought it was without the letter that I didn't see, except now I just completely busted myself out, so there's that. Does she send you a reminder, son? That's cool. I mean, my reminder is that Beanie has a clock in his tummy, so there's that. He will let somebody know when he thinks it's food time, and probably like well before it's actually food time. Yeah, I said your name. Hey, wait, what? What is with him today? Rude. I didn't even think of it like that, Wim. Oh. I don't know that I like gave it a huge amount of thought, but I definitely like I made the mistake for quite a while. Oh yeah. 'Cause I'm observant. I'm not. Spoiler. Oh no, Ash. Oh my god. For a second, I read it as pogoing, and I was gonna laugh, and then I realized that it was pooping, and it was like a horrified laugh, and not like a funny haha laugh anymore. Oh no! I hope they're feeling better. I mean, I'm assuming it's because they were not feeling well, and not just because they're a dick. Camera. Yeah, see this little... That's where the chip was. It's a little lifted... It's not a break. Not yet. There's not actually any flecks at the side of the nail, but, And now he's fully normal. Spinning through the house, Booty. That would also be bad. Just like a little fucking poop merry-go-round. Oh my god. The wide-ranging and highbrow topics of conversations here at twitch.tv/Colette MSLP. I mean, okay, if you have a cat, you know that cats are capable of doing that. Beanie will literally do on the kitchen floor the cartoon run where his legs move and he doesn't move. Like, and then he'll go off cricktail. You know that when their tail does that. Oh. Oh god, the Roomba, the animal shit Roomba pit. Oh, okay, I've seen that once, and I don't ever need to see that again. But like, I don't know. Like, I always thought Roombas were cool, and that didn't make me think that Roombas were not cool. That just made me think that Roombas need like a shit sensing sensor or something. Or maybe that's just a lesson, don't run your Roomba when you're not home. Thank you, Musical. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to go for. One of my goals this year, okay, I said I wasn't making New Year's resolutions, but I kind of do have goals. And I feel like I'm off to a really shitty start because I've taken so much time off. But one of my goals is like tangible stream improvements. Like, I know you guys are entertained and I love you guys, and I'm happy to have like a really supportive, understanding, vibrant, other good words community. But like, I could do better for you guys, and I will do better. So, you know, we started off the year by adding captions, which may be good for a laugh if nothing else. But if even one person finds a use of the captions, which I have to believe that there is like probably already more than one person, then that was worth it. And I think, like I said, I don't want when I get concentrated or when I get like just distracted. I want you guys just to be sitting on dead air. Although this is a very quiet part of the song. How long does it stay this quiet? Like it's a 51-minute track. It's part of the reason I picked it. But I didn't listen to the whole thing, I'll confess. And now we're sitting here in a gigantic lull. Okay, there we go. Wait. It's like instead of a beep or something, it hits a wall and it's like, fuck. I would reprogram it with Axe's reset sound. Get him to send me that sound file. Fuck off. Oh my god. That would be really good. A Roomba would lose its mind in here. It's so fucking crowded. Nothing coming through? It's on. Now working. Weird. Because I'd like, okay, so when it's not on, the thing that really is helping me, and hopefully by the time if I ever, you know, like stop doing that or stop like trying to farm for transcoding, which didn't even work today, I open up the little preview and it flashes like this big red exclamation point to remind you that you have to turn it on, because it's like it's a local thing that I have to turn on so that it's not like excuse me, too delayed. Turned it off and on and worked. Okay. Yeah. I don't like, I know it's not 100% accurate, obviously. And I don't know how often it has like issues like that, but this was the one that I felt like I saw most often, and it seemed like it had good like user side options to allow you guys to like drag the caption box around, which I think in most of my layouts we have like, well, this little area or that little area where you can stick them top and bottom and they're not too much in the way. It censors. Okay, so what did we decide? It censors fuck, but it does not censor fuck wad or fuck something. Oh no, Musical. Safe trip. That sucks. Does anybody remember there's some... What? Motherfucker, fuckface. Okay, is that it must be fuckface that I'm thinking of. So it'll censor fuck, but not fuckface. Well, let's test this to be sure. yeah, this is very, very family friendly stream. I am sorry to anybody that has kids. I hope you also have headphones. Oh, it's catching it now? Darn. I mean, Slurred. Oh. Motherfucker was there for half a second before it was censored. Is it learning? Am I helping to teach it? Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. I hope they can't hear me on the other Zoom calls. In the other room that's literally down the hall. Shh. Oh, son, that sucks. Oh, wait, they got through all of them or just what? My closed captioning math. We're trying to figure out how my closed captioning decides what to censor. I mean, what else could we try? Bitch, shit, fuck, piss, goddamn, cunt, dick. Anybody got any other bad words for me? Bloody. Somebody tried to tell me that was a curse word on the level of fuck the other day. I was like, really though? I feel like the censoring is not a match. Darn. Yeah, so I was trying to remember George Carlin's 7. I don't think I said 7. No, the rump pasta. No. Imagine. Heck. Heckin' heckers. Heckin' all over the heckin' place. Bitch, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits? I don't think tits is a curse word, is it? Hi, Kaoru. Welcome. We're testing the CC censoring. Hack, not heck. Hack. Heck. I think it has some, like, go ahead and call it machine learning, because like when I've watched other streams, like it'll do something and then it'll be like, realize that doesn't make sense, and it'll try to rearrange it into a sentence that actually makes sense and change words. Oh, George Carlin was so great. What were we talking about before? Stream improvements, music. So yes, we added this lovely, relaxing piano music to make sure the stream stayed mellow. It's like what is the dichotomy? What's the other word that's kind of like dichotomy, but that's not, it's a different word. Like, the stream stopped, but the captions kept going. I don't actually know, like, how the captions work. I mean, it's like a stream plugin, right? And I turn it on this end, and then it overlays it on the stream, but I don't think it's actually part of the stream, because, like, it won't be part of the VOD. So, I suppose it's possible that Twitch could, like, lag or drop frames, and the closed captioning service does not. Yeah, like duality, that's not the juxtaposition. No. Contrast. No. Yeah, don't talk about the computer where the computer can hear you, son. We've already learned that with the certain home device that shall not be named, haven't we now? For those who don't know, they're plotting to take over the world, and we've basically caught them in the act. It's clipped somewhere. But if I'm murdered, my mini did it. No, I shouldn't even joke about that. That's horrible. What if the robots did rise up and they're like, haha, remember when you joked about this? You gotta be that human that they like, so that you're spared. Corn up. What did I say? That was taking it. See, like, it's funny sometimes just to see what it's like not translating. Water. Oh, that's weird, son. Twitch has been broken a lot since the beginning of the year. Hey, speaking of beginning of the year Twitch and problems, what's the day's PogChamp? That's not too bad. I need to go to Axe's channel and see how it's been rated. I love it. Axe has a channel in his server. It's called Daily PogChamp Ratings. Oh, son. I mean, I cried when I got rid of my car too, but I was crying for myself, not for the car. And for the fact that I was then going to not have a car. Cry over my lack of car. Which I guess in theory has turned out to save me a lot of money over the lockdown. Because there's not much point in purchasing a car when you're not going anywhere. But I still would like to have a car. You hate it, son? I think it's a good idea. It's unfortunate that some of the people have had like backlash and stuff when they've been featured, but I think the idea of it is a good thing. The original idea that they kind of based it off of would have been cool too, but everybody who knows anything about what it would have taken to make it work said it would have been like absurdly difficult to make it randomly do a different face every time you PogChamped. Start of a little hangnail there too. Yeah, that too, sandwich. Wait, no, son, no. I mean, maybe put it back on the shelf, but nobody else will know. All the people-based emotes? There's so many good ones, though. Plus, a lot of the drawn emotes are just pictures of people that are just not actual pictures. They're drawn pictures. That was a very weird way to say that. Oh, this is a really annoying spot. Oh! Ray Ray! Thank you so much. 7 months. That sucks, son. I'm sorry that they give you anxiety and you can't enjoy them, because there's honestly so many good ones. And I think there have been more hits than misses with the Daily PogChamp too. A couple of them I was kind of like, okay, that's like kind of questionable. Like the vibe didn't quite feel Pog. Or some of them felt like not a genuine Pog, like a posed Pog, which, like, I don't know. I could be wrong. Who am I to say that that Pog was posed or not? But, you know. Maybe it's just poggers though. Maybe that's the same in all languages, which is one of the things I think is like great about emotes. Like, I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy and whatever, but like they are a language of their own that allow you to communicate with people who may not know what the fuck you're saying. They know what a pog is. What if he emails you something important, son? This is another weird little one. Yeah, I would like business cards too. A lot of people have their picture on their business card. Does that bother you? Or just in electronic form? Entropy. Don't encourage. Yeah, which Hollow Knight mod is this? This is the level 100 Nail Master mod, where you learn how to become the true nail master and do the best nail arts with the most shiny, sparkly things when you succeed. True story. Yeah. Nah, why couldn't I think of that, Whimsy? It was right in front of me. That was like the lowest hanging of fruits. All I had to do was like, boop. And I would have had, okay. I mentioned before, hamster brain and pudding brain in conjunction. Ooh. Do you dislike my face cam? I'm just curious. You cannot answer any of these questions that you don't want to answer. I'm just like, I don't think I had ever heard this before, not just of you, but of like anyone. And now like I have questions. Hey, Sparkle. Oh, so I'm not a picture. Did you hate it that time when my camera froze and I was like, no wait, I was like over here. Was that like the worst thing? I mean, I don't think so. I think it's pretty common business practice. For one thing, because it's like, so here's the thing. Like, man, they might not remember that I'm Bob Smith, but they'll remember that I'm Bob Smith. You know what I mean? Like, your face is much more of an identifier than your name. And depending on who you're working with or who you're communicating with, they may have a much easier time with faces than names. If you get an email and it's got, or a business card or whatever, and it's got their name on it, you'd be like, oh, fucking Bob Smith. That's that dude. Like, I think particularly in a business setting, that it could be useful just as, like, literally a fucking reminder of who you are. Oh, no worries, Ray Ray. No worries. We're just literally being sidetracked by any and everything, cursing just to see what gets censored, and listening to mellow, beautiful piano music by Kevin MacLeod. And cuticles. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, my rhetorical situation isn't that rhetorical, because I would probably like that. I'm horrible with names. That's why anytime I can remember somebody's name that's not their screen name, it feels like a victory. Because I'm so bad with names. But I'm better with faces. So if you have a face together with a name, then hey, I know who you are. Like, honestly, even streamers sometimes, like, sometimes I'll have like streamers in my follow list and I'm like, who is this? Like, I can't figure out who it is just based on like their channel name. And then usually, like, if I actually go there and hear their voice, I'm like, oh, it's this person. But it's so much easier when there's like a face cam to be like, oh, that's such and such. I know them. But I mean, I don't really know them. But like, I can picture them in my head. Whereas if you have a name, I mean, I suppose maybe you could start imagining what somebody looks like, but it'd be kind of weird. I don't know. Also, my nose is like sniffly. I feel like I should... Yeah, hold on. One moment. I should have muted my mic. For anybody who absolutely doesn't even want to hear that either. Profile pictures. Somebody probably already said that. Yeah. Well, plus too, like, you can see it feels more unfiltered. It maybe is a little bit more unfiltered, because like if somebody's like, but they don't actually like audibly gasp, or like you get more signals of what the streamer is feeling if you can see their face. Of course, a lot of people can be very emotive through their voice. You know, I've got quite a few streamers I watch who don't use face cams, or who only use face cams sometimes. But I'm just kind of mentally cataloging a few of them. Most of them I know what they actually look like. Entropy, Ray, Ash, thank you. Anybody else? Yes, we have a new community goal, Hollow Knight related, as they often are, for me to run through with the Hollow Point mod, which is the gun mod. Also, I know I'm missing like at least some chat, and I do apologize. I don't have the bandwidth to like scroll up and try to get caught up, knowing that I'm already also getting farther behind, because I don't know. I feel like I can't even like read fast properly. I mean, it is contrived entropy. I mean, I doubt that's like... My guess would be like, that's not like an original idea to them. That's something they probably learned in a business class or something. Just like having your picture, like I said, on a business card or something. What especially comes to mind is like realtors. Like some realtors will even have their picture on the sign of the house that they're selling. You know? And I think it's common in other things too. Oh, that was almost bad. I was just clumsy. I wasn't even trying to go fast. That was just clumsiness with the nipper. Yeah, math. Most directories. Especially, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm already horrible with names, so there's a place I can go to cheat to refresh my knowledge. I'll take advantage of it. Sorry, I'm off camera here. The thumb is just so tricky to get at a good angle. You don't want that realtor. They're probably a really good realtor. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even think that's like overly common. But that's what comes to my mind when I think about like pictures in weird places that maybe pictures haven't always been. Yeah, see, so I'm not just like imagining it, geek. Welcome, by the way. I don't think I said hello. Oh, Zulia, that would actually be kind of hilarious. Okay, that makes it even more weird. Either that those were the ones that they were picking, or that, like, that's like a standard realtor look. Yeah, bus stop benches. My nails are really long right now, you guys. I feel like leaving them this long is asking for trouble, but I don't really feel like doing a big chop right now. Maybe just a little bit of filing, just even them up a little bit. Yeah, Sparkle, I have one, like, I had like a small corner break on this nail, which I had actually completely forgotten about until I saw that it had a little bit of gel left on it still. But yeah, we don't have any real problem areas other than this spot right here on the thumb, which you can kind of see. It's not quite a break. It's just like a little peely spot. I definitely should take down my thumbs though, or I definitely will regret that. Definitely, did I mention? Because games. And even though I haven't been on much, even if I feel like shit, I will be participating on Saturday, because that's going to be some shit. Yeah, lawyers. Alright. So we'll take the thumbs down to gaming length, which is like pretty short. Oh, Ray, I'm glad you like it. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I think they are better. Yeah, this little might actually... a little pink side. There, that's better. Actually good captioning, Zuli? Or not good? Not good captioning. Good because it's entertaining. And of course there are, like, I have them set so that they're off by default, I think, but if for any reason, like if they pop up, like obviously the thing has some small bugs, there you can just toggle them off easily. You can move them around, you can change the size of the font. I don't know if you can change the font. That I don't know. Entropy. I should have given a better angle of that before I started filing it. You can still kind of see, like, this does not grow. Like, this nail grows very curved compared to, like, my ring finger, which is much more flat. So the free edge tends to follow the curve and, like, grow down. So I'd file it to keep it more of a straight edge and keep the taper like a, I don't know, sort of a semi-coffin ballerina. Tapered squoval, I would say. I don't know that I'd taper them enough to actually be like a coffin. Hey, Color Burst. So hungry. Oh my goodness, I haven't eaten yet. Myself. What's everybody else having for dinner? I know No, somebody... It wasn't Sun. Who was it that said they were having, the fucking bubble tea and the whatchamacallit? Oh, brain. Words are so hard, you guys. I swear to God. Lizzie, thank you. Bread can be toast. Bread can be sandwich if you have something to put between the bread. This nail has got a little spot right there. Hear it? Like I can't even actually... I can barely see it, but... Is this a break or just a little... I don't know. I was feeling it catch a little bit. That's why I knew it was there. Haven't even had lunch yet. Yeah, it's still pretty early for you, isn't it, Ray? Wait. How many hours difference? Is it like early afternoon? Question mark? No. Yes, no. Maybe not. 11:40 a.m. Okay, it's even earlier than I thought. Okay. That's a lot of... That's like 12, 14... 15, that's like 15 hours. I can math. Meatloaf. Bread can be toast. Okay. See too, like how I've talked about how nails grow slightly unevenly. See if I can get a good angle. Well, number one, this has an uneven C curve, but it also, like you can just slightly tell. Like I try not to let it get too bad, but it's like longer on one side than the other, even though it was squared off 2 weeks ago. Like that one, was that a separate movie or was it a Twilight Zone? Where the dude was like in the painting. Yeah. That I am. That did not help. That's better. Then make sure the corners aren't sharp enough to cut me, because I'm clumsy. Oh. Okay, so just square off the rest of these. This is another one, just slightly lopsided. It's kind of interesting because over 2 weeks I would think that I'd be able to see more of a difference, like where I could see the cuticle gap. But really it's most noticeable at the tip of the nail. Maybe it doesn't grow evenly the whole nail bed. Should be. I would like to learn more about how nails actually grow. Would that be possible for the difference to only be a difference past the free edge? I don't know. Yeah, this week is... I feel like it's weird tomorrow's Friday. I feel like kind of like today is Wednesday. Even though I am against days having particular feelings. But I did kind of lose track of days this week. Days definitely have different feelings. I don't know. I mean, they do, but they don't, though. Like, a day is just a day. I mean, maybe that's because my days don't have a ton of variety, but... like, literally every day is the same. What are you gonna do? Oh, I don't know. Probably stream. Try to edit. Literally. Wet Sloth Wednesday. Alright, so those are just a little bit shaped up. Look a little bit nicer. I'll do that for this hand too. And this, of course, is poor little right thumb. And even though it's about the same length right now, it has to be even shorter because it's my right thumb. And for whatever reason, that's more prone to having issues when I game. I suppose it would be different if I still had like a 5-day-a-week office job to have more definition to like weekday versus weekend, but I mean, I work on weekends too. I mean, I probably should like work more on actual time off instead of time when I'm just doing one thing instead of another. Whoa. Because when I'm not streaming, I definitely feel like I should be doing YouTube stuff. Regardless of what day it is. I wonder if I'll regret not taking this even shorter. Talking on the phone sucks. Yeah, Ash, I do, I've actually got 3 YouTube channels. I don't know, the vlog quote-unquote one is pretty neglected. The one that's for my gaming archives is honestly pretty neglected too, but yeah, I have a nail art YouTube channel. All the nail art that I do that's like actual nail art usually gets an edited tutorial, and then I put up the live stream archive as well as like an extended tutorial. Aw, thanks. I'm really, last year on YouTube sucked, and I didn't do much to help it not suck, to be honest. I'm trying to get back on top of it this year. I've got a long backlog of stuff that I did and never finished editing for whatever reason. Timing, or because I hated it, or because I thought I hated it, or just because, whoops. So, we've kind of been doing mostly plain manicures. Like, not even Peely-based manicures for a while, partly so that I'm not adding to my backlog as I'm going, like I can actually make some visible progress. But yeah, I've been on YouTube for long enough to hate it. I'm just long enough to be jaded about it, I guess. Like 11 plus years at this point. It's not that it doesn't feel rewarding at all. It just feels like its rewarding is very fickle. You never know what it's going to reward you for. Whoa, Zuli. And now, Crotus. Yeah, the last one, Musical, was a push. I really procrastinated that one. Also, I am still missing some chat, so. Oh, Musical. That's, I'm sure it's some sort of liability thing, but like, what's somebody supposed to do if they don't have a daughter-in-law to call? Like, yeah, YouTube just, I don't know. And the like, there's good people on YouTube. I don't want to be like, YouTube 100% sucks. It doesn't. But it's different. It's just different. And as far as like being successful on YouTube, I don't feel like you have as much control over your own success. There's just like so much algorithm bullshit. Yeah, entropy. Yeah, that's true, Musical. Could they I suppose they would, and then they would just charge you for that. I was gonna say, because you can't, I never really thought about it before until I saw a thing on how there were like some stings on it and people were getting mad for being like supposedly manipulated or whatever, but you cannot do Uber like outside of the app. Like, you can't pay an Uber driver cash. Just like hail them down and be like, hey, yo, what's up? But I suppose you could set one up for somebody else. Why does this look longer even though, like, I literally hold them up next to each other and they're the same length? I guess the nail bed's a different length. I'm talking about my pinkies. The nail bed's a different length, so this one looks a little bit longer, but really the free edge is just a little bit longer. Wow, really, entropy. It's not that bad for me. I mean, I'm on there frequently. One of my windows of tabs is YouTube related shit. Wait, what did Whimsy say? I gotta scroll back up here. You know what? Why is my window this size? That's not even the right size it should be. That you're on my gaming videos because of the on-screen chat? Yeah. I mean, everybody is, yeah. You're in my nail art videos too, Whimsy. I hope that's okay with everybody. FYI, chat's on screen. It's preserved forever. Yeah, YouTube is just, I don't know. Sometimes I really do wonder what it would be like if I had started streaming on YouTube, but I don't regret streaming on Twitch because I really love the way that we have built up the community here. And I don't, like, however it would be, it would not be the same. Yeah, I don't usually still have a problem finding what I need, even from sometimes smaller creators. Like, I was just looking up DIY box braids tutorials because I'm gonna put some braids in, like actual braids, not just crochet braids, and I've never done it before. So I looked up some tutorials on that, and some of the ones that showed up were, a couple 100,000 million views or whatever, but there were some small ones too. I mean, there's a lot of small beauty tubers. Wait, what? There are nail art videos? Yeah, you guys are all officially famous. Especially anybody that's been here for like a long time, because one of my VODs is one of my most watched videos in recent years. I have a completely random VOD that is over 1 million views. So if any of y'all were around for that one, you're super, super famous. Aw, thank you, Sandwich. Yeah, and I don't know. Would I like to have a slightly bigger community? Yes. Would I like to have a huge community? Like, kind of, no. You know? Like, I would like to be successful, but still have a chat that I can chat with. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to make that happen other than to just nurture it as it grows so that you know, does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, for a while it just seemed like the algorithm decided to be recommending that video and a couple other of my live streams, and it was like, well, okay. But it's also kind of frustrating because it's like, you know, the stuff I put more hard work into, the algorithm's just like, nah. You know? And I don't know. I try not to focus on the numbers and just focus on doing my best. But it's hard. Because YouTube doesn't want my best. TBH. And I don't know what YouTube does want. And even if I did figure it out, next week it would probably change. You know? So I just keep on doing what I do and trucking along and... yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Battery. We've seen a good amount of growth the past year, but I don't know if I promote myself or like network enough to like explode in popularity. If we keep growing at this point, it'll be another 3 years before we hit partner, so memes, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, editing, it's not usually as bad as I build it up in my head to be, but I do not like it. I don't feel like I'm good at it, but at the same time, I would never, even if I could afford to pay somebody to do it for me, which I can't, I don't, like, it would have to be something like Susie and Cameraman. Like, it, you know, 10 years from now when I have a husband who knows me and I trust, maybe then they can edit my videos. But, like, I can't imagine just, like, recording a video and, like, sending it off to Joe Bob at Editing R Us to send back to me and then still feeling like it's my content. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, Ash. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Definitely not on YouTube. My growth on YouTube has been stagnant for years. Like, I hit mid-level, and I swear I've been just under 400k subs for like 5 fucking years. I don't know. I've been losing subs for the past several months. 12 days of Christmas. Lost subs every day. I fucking... Yeah, thumbnails too. Like, I can't even like visualize how to make a clickbait thumbnail, let alone actually make one. My thumbnails are straightforward, to the point, and my face isn't in them, with the exception of if it's a stream archive, then it's, you know, up here. this little box right here. I think, you know, if I could, I like my brain doesn't output that. My content from my brain doesn't output to that. So I mean, if you look at, like, you know, the bigger, you know, nail tubers, you know, like Christine or like Susie, like I don't know how to do it. I don't know. The randos, yeah. Also, I probably missed more chat. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's always that rumor, son, and usually there's other things going on. I don't know. I've never actually been unsubscribed to YouTube. The people that have, you know, I don't know. I feel like it could happen unintentionally, more likely than it would be for YouTube to do it. Like, I've almost accidentally unfollowed people on Twitch just by having it on mobile and having it in my pocket and going to take it out of my pocket, and the message that's on the screen is unfollow such and such, and I'm like, no. So, like, I could see if I watched YouTube and had a similar habit that a similar thing could happen, or a misclick or something like that, because YouTube has no incentive to unsubscribe people from anybody for multiple reasons. The main one being, it doesn't matter who you subscribe to. People don't barely use the subscription feed. Majority of my views are from unsubscribed people. Like, I don't know. On the other hand, YouTube is a platform that probably doesn't have anybody even still working there that was there when it was first created. And the problem with that is when they change shit, they don't realize that they're borking shit that was coded 15 years ago. And then they're like, there's not that many people with those old accounts, so percentage-wise, it doesn't matter. Just leave it borked. Also, this could go away. Yeah, Twitch doesn't really, I mean, I'm not going to say that Twitch's algorithm is complete dicks, because you've all, most of you have probably had the experience of thinking you were following someone because they keep showing up in your recommended. Like, it does recommend you people that you like to watch that you're not following. Discovery on Twitch is kind of dicks, but you know, the other day I was trying to figure out how to even search like what's live on YouTube right now, and I literally couldn't figure out how, like, on my own, and I didn't feel like Googling it and actually going to the help center. Like, so I think YouTube's discovery as far as live is also shit, because I'm not a computer genius, but I'm also not a computer dummy, and if I couldn't figure it out with like simple usual functions, like, that needs some work too. But, you know, having your a good portion of your views on live content come from the VOD, you know, yeah, YouTube has way better discovery on that. I thought I saw this little gel portion lift up a little bit, but I think I was wrong. I had just broken like the corner there. I can't even tell if it's maybe just like slightly below the edge. I'm not going to soak off the gel. Just wish I could quite tell where the break was. You only use the subscription feed. You are in the minority, son. All right, Ash, thanks for popping in. If you're still here, I'm so behind on chat, you guys. I'm sorry. Oh, that's frustrating, Sparkles. The borkening. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Twitch recommends things. Yeah, I never go to Twitch's front page unless I'm like curious about what's on the front page. But if you just go to your normal like your following, without specifically selecting live. It'll have like a selection of live, and then it'll have like a selection of recommended, and then it'll have like a selection of continue watching. That's like VODs. Virtual machines to watch my videos. So it's always kind of interesting to me too when people say that their recommendations are really bad, because I feel like my recommendations on YouTube are really good. If there was one thing I would complain about, and you can complain, usually there's like a little menu you can click in, like, I don't like this recommendation, and it'll ask you why. And I should probably do it more often, is it'll show me stuff I've already watched. Like, I already watched that. Don't. And on the other hand, people do watch stuff over and over. Especially stuff of a, certain like ASMR-y type stuff. Not just that, but like, I know my friend has a sleep sounds channel, and there are certain people that watch the same video every night. Nothing but emoji comments. Oh, that does seem to happen a lot. I can see how that would be frustrating. But yeah, like streaming on YouTube would seem very intimidating, especially just to start out. If like, I like the fact that my community kind of grew up on Twitch with me. A lot of the people in my community were new to Twitch when I was new to Twitch, or come in and they're new to Twitch, and I can sympathize with that. And we grow together versus like just jumping in the deep end on YouTube. And I'm not saying I'm like as popular as Fireborn, but like when he did his YouTube stream, it was a clusterfuck in chat. And he dealt with it really well, but I feel like if my first stream had been anything like that, I probably wouldn't have kept streaming. And of course, it wasn't his first stream; it was just his first YouTube stream. Anybody who doesn't know Fireborn, he's a Hollow Knight player, by the way. He live streamed Gwonky's Impossible Any Percent on YouTube, and chat was a bit much. I watched the replay, some of it, and like it just feels like there's a lot, and I mean, I'm sure there are those people here on Twitch too, of course there are, but a lot of immature people on YouTube. You close the chat if you're watching live stream on YouTube, just like as a general rule, son. That's so interesting. Not even like I close except for this certain person, or like, is there anybody you watch on YouTube that you would chat in their stream? Plus, like, I mean, just having gotten used to Twitch, YouTube's vibe is different and weird. No. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, when I started, like, I have to imagine, like, when I started here, I didn't have a mod when I very first started. Imagine if I'd done that on YouTube and gotten even 10% of the people that Fire had show up. I mean, which I don't think is necessarily unrealistic. Yeah, I don't know what their moderation tools look like. Another thing, like, as far as community goes, like, there's no, like, hosting and rating, which, like I said, coming from Twitch feels really weird. Wow time. All right, Entropy. Enjoy. I think I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Give the cuticles a little sugar scrub. They look pretty good right now after all that picking picking and scraping and trimming. But I think they would appreciate a little bit moisture, and I would appreciate a potty break. So, when we get back, what is this? What is on this bottle? When we get back, we'll do the thing. Probably Holo first and then unicorn skin, or unicorn skin and then Holo? Probably Holo first. Maybe. We can decide in a bit. All right, Stacy. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, they do have a much more robust analytics. Although, you know, Twitch has more than I initially realized if you dig deep enough, Math. But it's not as detailed, definitely. And as far as like actual like if you watch a VOD, it would make a lot of sense if you got more of like a YouTube style of recommendations. On the other hand, there's some people that hate YouTube recommendations. We were just in here earlier talking about, what was that, 5 minutes ago? How people's recommendations are not very good, not very accurate, and not really things they want to see. So, I don't know. Neither one is perfect. But I wish, of course, I was going to say I wish they would learn from each other, and then I remembered like all the Twitch things that YouTube has already learned from, aka stolen. I shouldn't say stolen, but like a lot of shit, it's like, oh, that looks like a Twitch feature. Yeah, YouTube's I wanted to call it a facial. The face of the analytics is like the level of detail that you can almost get if you dig really hard in Twitch. If you start digging in YouTube analytics, you can get to just like all kind of stuff. The problem I run into is if I try to look too overarching, is I get to a point where I'm before certain things started being tracked. Like if I try to look at my channel's lifetime watch time, I can't, because there was no watch time in 2009. Yeah. I mean, I've fallen down some enjoyable YouTube clickbait holes before. Soap making. Y'all have any idea how fascinating soap making is? Well, let me tell you, YouTube can show you how. Can I like prop these up like that? Does that help? No, you guys aren't going to be able to see very much of that anyway. We'll be back. We being me. Uno momento. Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. I mean, that's what gets the views in some cases, and that's a whole other, you know, yeah, can of worms would be an understatement. Yeah, I'm sub to, I think, at least 3 Sun, Royalty Soaps, Ophelia's Soapery, and I don't remember. It's been a while since I went on a soap binge, y'all. It's like water marbling, except in a vat. Sometimes, not always, but like they do like these swirly. Okay, like I just started getting super excited about soap. So yeah, when I get back, we'll do this, and I appreciate your patience. If you need your own little break or a little drink or a little snack, now is the time, and I will be RB. Enjoy the, what is this called? Relaxing. Deep Relaxation by Kevin MacLeod. I'm not going to switch it over to Unwritten Return. I hope nobody's horribly disappointed. What I wouldn't give for a first floor office. Or a second floor bathroom, I suppose. What did I miss while I was gone? Hey, Bean. Resin pendant's cool. Yeah, resin looks awesome and addictive. How you doing there, Beanie? I promise it's only a normal size flight of stairs, you guys. You want a treat, sir? Little beanie treat for Mr. Bean? Come over here. Come over here. Closer to the camera, sir. Yeah, it's a treat. Beanie, it's right here. Come closer to the camera. Oh no. Can you get it? Oh. He got it, I promise. Thank you, Angie. It's not just BRB music now, it's background music. Still not sleeping. Oh, that sucks. You get some pets. Making sure no crumbs dropped. Hi, buddy. Oof, the floof. Okay, so long lasting. That manicure we just took off, that is not the appropriate container for this tool. The manicure we just took off was 2 weeks old yesterday. Well, depending on how you count your weeks. We did it the Wednesday that was the day before New Year's Eve. Oh, that's frustrating, Angie. And the way that we got such long wear is by wrapping everything that there is to wrap of the nail with base and top coat. Cleaning out my little acetone dish here. It's got glitter remnants and things in it. And also looks like some beanie fur. Get out of here. I mean, the little container's still a mess, don't get me wrong, but at least get the inside cleaner than it was. I've been thinking too, like the past couple days when I've been really, it's like low energy physically and mentally. I need a more chill game. Like not just chill compared to Randall, like chill on my brain. Like when I thought about the other chill games that I play sometime, like I was like, I could play Wilmot, and then I was like, Wilmot is not chill on my brain. Like I'm not capable of Wilmotting right now. And I thought about it, I was like, I don't have any just like brain dead games that you could just like get on and like zone out. Other than like Stardew. And so I don't know, maybe I will start a new Stardew farm on stream. I mean, like I've got my old stream farm and I've got a couple off stream farms, but Peely base, it really can depend on the manicure and the particular polishes. 2 to 3 days before it gets iffy. So like not a super long time. 2 to 3 days is usually very okay for me. On my previous schedule, and it really does need quotes. We would do nails usually on Saturdays and on like Wednesday or Thursdays. So yeah, the new update is good, Angie. And it is like, I mean, there are some things you have to think about, but Stardew's basically pretty chill. Learn how to play Minecraft. I don't know about Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't make me want to play it. And I mean, I guess I don't know that means I wouldn't have fun. But like some games I see them, I'm like, I want to play that. And other games I'm like, that's a cool game. But it doesn't like inspire me to go get it or play it or whatever. I also picked up, which also like kind of would be chill, but then also kind of probably brain. I picked up Tetris Effect. And I know y'all are down for some Tetris, so I should actually install that, play that on stream a little bit. It was on sale over the holidays, and I had a coupon. So I had looked at it before, and I was like, well, I'm not paying quite that much for Tetris. But on sale and with a coupon, it was alright. Just a little bit of glitters left on the underside there. The movement in Minecraft does seem kind of jarring, but I'm assuming it would not be as bad when I was doing it myself. Like most things like that. Like a lot of like first person games are uncomfortable for me to watch for too long, especially if the movement is really fast. But I don't think it would be the same if I was the one controlling the character, you know? But yeah, sometimes like, and usually I work it out some kind of way, but sometimes like I want to stream, but it's not time to do nails and I don't quite want to do Hollow Knight or trains. Although I do want to do some trains again sometime. I feel like it's been a while since I did some trains. In fact, I think I have I got a file with Robot Homie in Hell that probably needs crashing. But I really should expand my game some more of what I do play on stream. Head bob. Okay, just from the description, I'm going to assume I would hate that. $5 hours, Trina. That's unfortunate. One thing I do recommend is kind of like what Christine suggested in her, like how to make it more long wearing, which is be real mindful about not going all the way to the edges of your nails. Definitely don't wrap the tip with the peel off base. And then like what I do is I try to seal it around the edges with the polish and seal it all around all the edges with the top coat. Yeah, Stardew multiplayer sounds fun, but like I just feel like my schedule is so weird. I wouldn't be able, like I wouldn't know when I would be available to, or like in the mood to play with other people. I might have played a Sims like back before it was really like it is now. But no. Yes, Sandwich. We did a community Jackbox for New Year's Eve. And we will definitely do one again. We did a Jackbox and we did Words on stream. And it was very, very fun. I had a blast. I've got the first 6 Jackbox packs. And I think we only did like 2 games. We did Trivia Murder Party and the other one, Quiplash. I still feel bad about that Quiplash incident. Yeah. And like not all the Jackbox games are winners. But there's like some good ones. I mean, even just Trivia Murder Party is long-lasting entertainment. Whim. The one thing I do know about The Sims is there's a lot of like weird challenges and just like a lot of shit you can make your people, your Sims do. TKO. I feel like I've only played that one maybe once, or maybe not even played it, only seen it. Rap Battle, I don't know if I've seen at all. But yeah, I would definitely like to explore some of the others. I've got my eye on 7 if it ever goes on a reasonable price, or maybe in another 2 or 3 Jackboxes they'll do another bundle. So for this, since I'm not doing Peely, like I used to just always Peely, and then it was like, you know what? Cut yourself a break, especially when it's just a plain manicure. This is not a hand-drawn masterpiece that I want to cherish and keep for the ages. Like, this is something I can literally do again anytime I want to do it. Using a regular base coat, like, it feels like such a luxury to me, which is kind of a silly thing to say, but like, when I have on peel off base, it's always in the back of my head, I could lose a Peely. You know, keep your eyes peeled. Do you see a Peely on the floor? Keep your eyes peeled. Are all 5 of your nails covered in polish? Like, it's just like a subtle thing where you can't really like forget about it. So having a manicure that I know can last sturdily for 2 weeks is really nice sometimes. That's cool, Wim. Yeah, trivia. Trivia's pretty fun. Let me not get my arm in there and let me make sure y'all could see Beanie. So this is the long-lasting base. I still, like, I wish I was like a chemical person and I could figure out if these were as similar as they look. This is like my super cheap favorite base coat. And they behave a lot the same. No sound? Anybody else? I don't think I'm muted. Okay. I was gonna say, first thing I thought was I bumped the mic. Next thing I thought was I bumped OBS, but they both seem okay. How do you make okay. Oops. That's fine. That's one of those things. Anytime I've assumed a streamer knew they were having audio problems, it turned out they didn't know. So I will, if it's anybody that I at all feel like I know, or even like in some cases that I don't, never feel bad about pointing out a technical difficulty, because odds are it really could be on my end and I want to fix it for you guys ASAP. Muting and things happen so often, like all the time. All right, Sandwich, thanks for hanging out. I hope you rest well. Yeah, or like the other day when we were I still don't even know, like when the stream was freezing and I was like, but we're not dropping any frames. Like, it finally eventually dawned on me that there were no frames being dropped because there were no frames being sent when I was having that encoding overload. That's why it seemed okay to me, because the message wasn't consistent and there were no frames being dropped. But that was like a very, very large problem that I'm glad somebody gave me a heads up on. Yeah, that's something that's really easy to forget, because even in chat, I feel like if the streamer is talking, you might not notice all the time. I did that the other day because I muted everything so that people could hear Beanie purr. And then I forgot to turn it back on. So, there's my arm. Can I just, it's more comfortable. I'm sorry, you guys get to see part of my arm. For a really long wearing manicure, what we do when we start off, we base coat, and then instead of just wrapping the tips, I'm going to wrap the entire underside and the sidewalls and the tips. And that's what lets me get 2 weeks out of a manicure. For the color layers, I'll just be wrapping the tips. I won't be painting the underside. But then I'll be doing the underside again when we get to the top coat. And basically, like, wrapping your tips helps. And I was skeptical of this at first, honestly. When I first heard it, I was like, no, that's too extra, that's too much. But, like, it works. I can't deny that it works and that I've had some astonishingly long-wearing manicures out of this technique. Basically, the spot the paint is going to chip, if it decides to chip, like, you're not going to get a chip, you know, here on the inside of your nail. Wow, that's a really dirty orange stick I grabbed. You're going to get a chip on the edge of your nail, but it's not because it's the edge of your nail. It's because it's the edge of the polish. So by wrapping the polish, like, really, it's just a very, very exaggerated tip wrap. The edge of the polish is now way down by my free edge. It can't be reached by the bumps and I don't know, another thing that's like a bump of normal life. You know. Yeah, Ray. Like, oh no, it's paused, it's muted. What happened? I wasn't focused on the appropriate box. It is much easier to do a full wrap on long nails, but it's possible on short nails. And if you get any on your skin, it'll just peel off later. Oh, you've been sanding, Dr. Crotron. We just got back from our little break. We spent a long time on cuticles and an equally long time on ranting, probably. Dorito nails? Chip art. Ooh, what kind of smoothies, Wim? You know I gotta know. Not coffee. Don't tell me coffee smoothies. I mean, you can tell me, but I won't be able to get excited and jealous. I mean, maybe that's good. Tell me you had coffee smoothies. Yeah, I don't want to be jealous of your smoothies. What am I talking about? It's a bad plan. Ranting is the most important part of the nail art. I don't know about crazy, son. I don't know what the word would be. Not exactly possibly a phobia. You're not scared of profile pictures, right? You just don't like them. Coffee, protein, PB, cocoa, banana. No, son. That's not crazy. I mean, there are levels you could take it to that would be crazy. But I don't think you've gone there yet. Although, with the email thing, I suppose you could say that it's impacting your daily life. Yeah, Doc is not opening someone's email because they have their picture as part of their profile crazy. You may crow judge, son. I'm crow judging no. A little bit weird? Okay, sure. Most people are a little bit weird about something. Doesn't make you crazy. Oh, them ninjas. Like, nice blenders are one of those things where it's like, if you have a working blender, it's kind of hard to justify buying one. Like, I guess my blender is fine. But, like, man, nice blenders. Like, goals. Like, I want a nice blender one day. Neurotic, that was the word I was thinking of, but not crazy. I don't know if I had a single smoothie last summer. Now that I think about it, I was like, I was gonna say our blender does pretty good. Probably an old cheap blender is gonna do you better than a new cheap blender, because old shit just wasn't made to be disposable, right? Dr. Crotron, that's a lovely way to put it. Crazy is not knowing the difference between a police officer and a pineapple. Anxiety and panic attacks don't make you crazy, son. They just make you anxious and panicky. Old shit made of steel. Yeah. You know it's old because it's Harvest Gold. Put that on a motherfucking t-shirt. You got anything in your kitchen that is Harvest Gold, that shit is classic. Margaritas. I mean, that sounds good. Avocado colored. I saw on Instagram, and it grossed me out because I don't like peppers, but if any of y'all love peppers, y'all ever make a fucking sandwich out of a pepper? This chick took a pepper, cut it in half, hollowed out the insides, spread some cream cheese up in there, some seasoning, crammed some, I don't know, fucking sliced meat of some variety, and then took the other half, did a little cream cheese and seasoning, and crammed some fucking avocado and lettuce up in there, and then put pieces together and was like, and I was like, it almost made me wish that I liked peppers, because it was a good hack. Dr. Crotron. Quote 240. For a minute I thought it said 420. But then I was like, I ain't got that many quotes. I'm not a pepper fan, but I think if I liked peppers, I would be down for that. 100%. You're gonna make cream cheese? That sounds delicious. I should blacklist American cheese. I don't think I can do that though, because I don't want to blacklist American and cheese. Because being American is a fact of life. And cheese is wonderful. But American cheese, it's not cheese. I refuse. It's not cheese. Doc, it's not cheese. Sandwiches in pickles. Giant motherfucking pickle sandwiches, whimsy. I could get behind that. Okay, look, y'all know about the pickles wrapped up in little thin meat with cream cheese, and then they're like little pickle discs, coins, little cream cheese meaty pickle coins. It would be like that, except a whole bunch. Oh. I'm just sitting here and think about this pickle sandwich. Imagine the crunch. Okay, damn it. We're at that point where I'm not done with my nails and I'm starving. I am starving. Fried pickles? Hell yeah. Minnesota State Fair. I hope we have a state fair next year, dude. The amount of food that I only get once a year that I did not get this year is very sad. They had a drive-through state fair food tour thing, and the tickets were absurdly priced, and then you got to go through and pay them same ass expensive ass state fair prices even though it wasn't the state fair. Nah. It's okay, so American cheese, it's like Velveeta. It melts good, but it's not real cheese. Breaded inferior to battered. I think the ones at the fair are breaded because they have like more of a textury thing, and then they have some kind of dipping sauce. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's ranch because I remember liking it more than ranch. I don't like ranch. Come at me if you must. Melt cheese and add gelatin and milk. Gelatin cheese, yum. No, cheese is fine the way. Yeah, exactly, Amethyst. Cheese is fine the way it is, in all of its natural cheesy glory. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm a cheese snob, but a little bit though. All right, we're gonna start painting because I'm sure this base is dry by now. And we're gonna try to be neat, but guess what? We have a cleanup brush, so things are gonna be okay if we're not. And we got a little beanie here and there, and that's fine. We're just gonna paint it in. We're gonna wrap the tip and the edges. Okay, that beanie hair, I lied. We gotta get that out of there. Beanie hair, please. 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 Fuck. How is there still like a piece of fuzz? There. Okay. So we won't get the full effect on the first coat. Still a little bit translucent, transparent. Oh, blue and feta are so good. Buy cheese, you will. Short? I think that would bug me, son. Blue cheese is so good. Most cheese is so good. The only cheese I can't stand at all, the only cheese that's lower than American cheese is Swiss cheese. Sorry, Swiss cheese lovers. Like, at least like Amethyst said, like there's that one dip you can make with like Velveeta or American cheese. See, it's kind of interesting. You see that bald spot? It's kind of weird. I'm going to try and correct that right now instead of waiting until the second coat. And a little bit right there too. Sometimes the Multichrome seem to do that a little bit if you don't have enough polish on the brush. They just like pull a little bit. Colby Jack is so good. I really, my favorite, just like average sort of a cheese or whatever you want to call it, would probably be triple cheddar. Jalapeno. See, I can't get behind peppers or hot, so no jalapeno Jack for me. Okay, maybe I used a little bit too much polish there because that's almost out of control. Trying to not have it be patchy, and then I like overdid it. It's okay though. The thing about these is, as slightly weird as they sometimes apply on the first coat, see there, you can see again, it's just like a little thin balding spot. The second coat evens everything out. Nail pattern baldness dog. Cheese curds. Not spicy, just cheese curds. I don't think even if I was willing to fuck around with frying cheese curds that I could get them as good as the cheese curds at the fair. No, okay. Stop reminiscing about fair food. Deep fried anything you want. Possibly on a stick. Shiz? I don't know what shiz or za'atar are. Oh, Wisp. Do you prefer Wisp or Isis? Have I asked you this before? Probably. Extra sharp cheddar, extra sharp white cheddar. See, I like sharp cheddar, but sometimes like it's a little bit too much, so then I need mild cheddar, and then like also like regular cheddar and white cheddar, so that's where the triple cheddar comes in. Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. Sargento is good. I'm not too much of a snob on like regular like Colby Jack or cheddar or whatever, although Sargento is like really good, but even the store brand is like okay for that. Cheese with cranberries in it. I could get down with that, I think. I'd give it a try at least. Alright. Yeah, the first coat is weird. I feel like even though we have a base coat, like it doesn't grab. I don't want to say stick because like I've done this collection before in different combinations and it wears, you know, just as well as most of the others, but it doesn't like grab to a base coat as well as it grabs to itself, because the second coat, like all these little places that are a little bit thin or a little bit weird, like those will all go away. Wisp. Okay. I will try to remember. I've probably said that before. I always try. Everybody, I always try. If I ever call you a name that you don't like to be called, please tell me so I can stop. And or try to stop. As we discussed, I'm bad with names. Mars Cheese Castle? I don't know if that's the one. My great aunt lives in Wisconsin. We usually go to visit her like once a year, and there's a place we drive by that's like a cheese and meat shop. Sometimes we stop at. String cheese. Man, I ain't had string cheese in a minute. Cheese. Man, why we gotta be talking about cheese? I'm almost out of cheese because I gotta get groceries. Well, out of cheese, time to order groceries. I mean, that's kind of the truth. Butt spot. Brie. Oh my god, Brie. I love Brie. Remember, was it a Brie? I think it was like a soft Brie and a fig jam. Oh my god, dude, with these like thin, crunchy crackers. They had it on sample at Whole Food one day, and like the sample actually got me. I was like, okay, I'm buying this shit. It's tasty as fuck. Bought the Brie, bought the fig jam, and bought the exact same crackers and grubbed down. For real. Yeah, Wisconsin does have a ton of cheese places. Like, oh, the cheese place in Wisconsin? Oh, really? I mean, Buttspot, you missed the opportunity to say tons of big cheese butts. Oh, hell yeah. Ray. Wait. Honey butter garlic. For a minute, I read those as like two different things. Like, we'll do it with honey butter or with garlic. But honey butter garlic? I'm interested. I'm very interested in that. That sounds so good. Munster's pretty good. Munster's kind of mild, isn't it? Isn't Munster kind of frilly? That's a weird word, but like I'm picturing like a package of the slices and it not looking quite like Swiss, but it not being completely like not having holes in it either. Is that Munster? No, Munster's the one that has the orange rind, yes? I think it is with the orange rind. Yeah. Limburger. You know, Daggett did a Limburger taste test on his channel, Doc. Did you see that? It was a while ago. Oh, look at that one. That's really weird. And we have a little lump here. What is that? Why is there a lump here? Fuck. What are you? Get off my nail. Ew. Oh, my nose is running again. Can't blow it now. Okay, we're just gonna do like that. And then we're gonna take and just glom. It's still not smooth. I don't know what's on my nail there. Okay, this nail's a disaster. I thought I grabbed it. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna just have to hope. No, we're not hoping. We're getting that. Where's my pointiest tweezers? I think I got it. Like, you can still see the imperfection, but it's not actually a lump anymore. It's a disturbance in the line of the multichrome, and the second coat should clear that up. Mouth burning, sharp cheddar of death. Oh my god, son. Limburger, it smells more the riper it is. Oh wait, a donation? I did not see that pop up. Where did... Whoa. I'm sorry, thank you. Wait, where... Why can't I see it? Damn it. Thank you. Why is... I don't see it in my recent thingy things. Oh, that. Okay, there I see. Yeah, no, it's fake. It'd be fake. Hello, no, I don't want to. There. I refreshed my dashboard and then my dashboard activated. Okay, we have a problem here. You know what? Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Guys, it's fine. Let's get a little acetone. I'm not licking it. That's also why it didn't make a sound. I was like, man, I've turned down my volume too far. But then I realized, okay, I need another Q-tip if I'm going to be trying to do this with Q-tips. What is the point of that? If you're still here, person, what the fuck? Why would you do that? What? I tricked them. I mean, really? I was fooled for 30 seconds. I mean, or you guys correct me. Is it the height of comedy and I'm just, clueless? Like I'm kind of tempted to say yes, Dr. Crotron. But like I'm not really in a bad mood anymore. Or I'm not in as bad of a mood, I guess I could say. I'm not in exactly a good mood. Like if I was in a shit mood, they'd already have been gone. As soon as I realized that, if you come in here and that's your first interaction and that's an idea of a joke, then this is probably not the community for you. Just like the guy who came in with the fake Hollow Knight spoilers and then got all salty and was like, I don't feel welcome here. Like, you're not. Introduce yourself. Say hi. Let me know who you are. Then you can make dumb jokes that aren't funny. But, like, it's a poor introduction. I don't know if it's bannable, though. I mean, it could be if we wanted it to be, because it's my world and I can ban whoever I want. But, like, 86,400 seconds. Quick maths. Can't do it. Like, okay, 600 seconds would be 10 minutes. 60,000 seconds would be 100 minutes. 100 minutes is a little bit... Is that 2 hours, Doc? 1 day. I'm so far off. My fast math didn't work at all. Or was I calculating in minutes instead of seconds? Maybe I would have made it there. Yeah, you missed a fake donation, Zuli. And that's just the kind of thing, like some dumb jokes, it's like, oh, I see where you were going, but I literally just don't get it. Like, is that funny to someone? I don't know. Or, they're one of those humiliation fetishists like we talked about. In which case, Dr. Crotron, you just got him some good jollies. Ugh. Ban me. Like, what the fuck? Which I forgot to ask. That's always supposed to be the first question we ask before we ban people. Do you have a humiliation fetish? Is this ban good to you? Off by an order of magnitude, yeah. I don't know. Like, because we started talking about this, and I decided this when we had that one dude who came in. Like, I forget, it was like, well, we were all latexed up or something. It was like, oh, your nails look dumb. And it's like, I took it actually as like, you're actually clueless about nail art. And then they like did a couple other like real half-hearted dumb insults. And then they were like, can you ban me? It was so weird. It's just so weird. Like, I don't know. Ban me like one of your French girls. Oh my goodness, Ray. Wait, that's just a single Ray, not a Ray. I was thinking Ray for a minute, but it's other Ray. And I just wonder, like, it's like, is it because I'm old? Like, is this what the kids think is funny nowadays? Ray's taking over the world. Now there's Ray and Ray. So now I gotta be sure to not confuse the two and not call Ray just Ray while Ray is here. Although usually I do seem to say Ray. That emote. Yeah. Why did I get banned? I just asked to show titties. Actual whisper quotes that were reported as harassment. Yeah, kids are dumb. You'll see what the kids like now. I literally like it. That's what makes me feel old. Kind of goes with our recent earlier discussion of YouTube too. Like, am I too old for YouTube? Is YouTube like still like for kids? I mean, there's kids on Twitch too, but I don't know. I feel like my community doesn't have very many super young people in it, and the kids, well, I don't know that we have very many kids at all. And if we do, please don't tell me, because I don't need to know. This is a mature channel. Act mature and everything's fine. The younger members of my community are mature and not fucking idiots. Fortnite recorded from a cell phone. Oh, Rachel. I may or may not remember that. I probably won't. No, I probably won't. It's perfectly okay. It's always just weird to me. I will admit, I didn't meet somebody with my same name. I didn't meet another Colette until I was a fully grown adult. I think I was almost 30 before I met another Colette. So you people that have like names where you're like constantly running into people with your names, I can't relate. Like, does it stop being weird after a while? Was it never weird? You reject the fact that you're mature. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, math. I think it just depends. You work with the Colette son? That's where I met mine too. Josh's wife. Well, she wasn't his wife at the time, but I had just started my job and I went in the break room and he was talking with somebody else about Colette and I like turned around. He was like, "No, my Colette." And I was like, "What?" And then she worked there for a while. So we would always greet each other as, "Hi, other Colette." One guy and honorary Rachel. Yeah, it's still weird, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could start going by something else, son. You could start going by son in real life. That would probably also be weird, but like, you don't have to go with a name that you don't like. My dad uses his middle name. That's how they spell it, yeah. Oh, wow. At such a small office, that would be weird. That would be kind of weird. Like, hi guys. That's funny, man. Alright, water. Then let's get into this second coat. Even everything out here. I mean, nowadays it sounds a little bit weird to prefer Gertrude over Sarah. Okay. We've got if I was wearing this alone, now that I like remembered some things, I might have used the smoothing base. But we're going to be adding Holo and Flakie, so I think it'll probably be fine. Plus the second coat, I'll just be generous to deal with some of these little imperfections. All right. Generous, nice, even coat. I can still see a couple places like toward the edges at the right angle where it's a little bit transparent, but we're gonna go with that because I don't want to have like even an extra another layer of polish between the Holo and the unicorn skin. I don't think that any small slight perfections are going to be that obvious by the time we get done. So, actually, let me zoom out just a little bit. It'll help me show you guys the color shift. I suppose I could wait till I was done with this hand, but like, down here, we're purple, and then we come up and we get a little bit more redder, and then we come up more and we get to the gold. And like a little bit, like you can see here, it's like oranger, and then it goes into almost like a greenish. Yeah. Oops, not that close. That was creepy close. We don't want to be there. Your O is borked? That sucks, Doc. That's interesting, Amethyst. That's like, yeah, like so close. Alright. Glom it on. Ooh, that was a little bit too much of a glom. Cuticles, I'm sorry. I mean, we'll fix it, but... Flood. $180 grit. That's a pretty high grit, yeah, Doc? Doc might already be gone. He might already be sanding. Some of these, I guess I could have thought of that earlier. I guess it doesn't really matter. Because, like, multichromes can show your brush strokes, a couple of these I feel like maybe I should have wrapped the tip first. But, like, the ring finger turned out fine. I probably just need to improve my tip wrapping technique. So that it doesn't leave, like, a little drag mark lip situation. Like that. That was good. Yeah, you can see the brush strokes, but it's okay. Especially, like I said, we'll be layering, we'll be seche-viteing. Well, yeah, for a nail file amethyst, but not for, I think he said he was using a belt sander. I don't think he's doing it by hand. I don't know, though. I'm not very handy anymore. I guess I could be handy if I wanted to, but I don't exactly run around fucking with belt sanders on a regular basis. I remember really enjoying, like, shop and stuff, though. I did all the extra credit. I was lurking in a stream a couple days ago, and they were talking about schools don't offer shop and home ec anymore? And I was like, what? Like, schools teach so little useful shit, and you're gonna get rid of some of the useful shit that you have left? Like, what? That's pretty oof. Okay. This is the one we repainted. Is it dry enough for its second coat? Yeah, I think so. Oh, is it giving you attitude, Lizzie? Old technology is so frustrating because it doesn't have the courtesy to just break and force you to get a new one. Not that that would be ideal either, of course. But a lot of times it's like, well, it still works, quote, quote, question mark. So then you can put off replacing it. Oh, poor little right thumb. Don't want any weird brush strokes. Okay. Got a little bit of a weird spot right. Can I fix you? Like that. I have a little Chromebook as a laptop, and I don't use it very often, but whenever I do, I'm like, I'm so glad I have this. And I realized the other day that it's almost 8 years old, and I'm lucky that it still works at all. Is there any... Okay, we have probably just enough for cleanup in here. I hope this is enough for cleanup. Oh, that's really not very much acetone. I might have to get out the big bottle. Some do, not all. Yeah. I mean, like, back in the day, my mom will always talk about how she and her friend wanted to take shop and they wouldn't let them. But I mean, I took both and I enjoyed both. In fact, I might have enjoyed shop a little bit more than home ec. I mean, on the list of, like, actually practical classes that I wish schools taught, those wouldn't be at the top of the list, but since they already had them, it's a shame they took them away. Oh, that sucks, Ray Ray. Crashes in at least 4 different ways. Oof. Yeah, I'd say just start doing your research, just in case it decides it's actually done. This cuticle is very uneven. I feel like I don't want to make the gap too wide though, especially as we'll probably have these on for a while and it'll be growing out and then the gap will be actually gigantic. Like, aesthetically, I like a little cuticle gap, but just a little one. And sometimes, like, I do know I have a tendency to get overly enthusiastic with the cleanup. And then the gap is not so little anymore. Yeah, how to do your taxes, how to balance a checkbook. Well, how to balance your bank statement, shall we see. I know a lot of people don't use checks anymore. But you still need to know, like, where your money's going. And understand, like, just different types of accounts and stuff like that. Investments. Retirement funds. All that type of stuff. Yeah, math. Yeah, budgeting. Not just balancing your checkbook, because that's not going to do you any good if you don't know how to budget in the first place. The blue screen of death. That's always super scary. I used to get that a lot, but thankfully it wasn't my computer. It was just a bad interaction. It's one of the things I'm glad I don't have to deal with anymore. It used to happen when I had 2 of the same model webcams going. If they were both plugged in when I opened OBS, the whole computer would blue screen. Thanks, Logitech! But now all 3 of my cameras are 3 different models, so I don't have that particular problem anymore, thankfully. Oh, it would be so frustrating, because I would try to just remember to unplug one of them as soon as I was done with, like, a nail stream, unplug the hand cam. But if I forgot, and then I would, like, literally sit down, get ready to stream, open OBS, and the computer would crash, like, fury. I used to balance mine, I don't want to say obsessively, but, like, pretty frequently and to the penny. And I was never off, and everything was always as it should be. And then the assistant controller, like the financial guy at my job, was like, I never balance my checkbook. I was like, dude, why not? And we had, like, this discussion about it, and I was like, I gradually, like, fell off of doing it. I still keep an eye on all my accounts and stuff. Make sure that things are proper, but as for actually, like, sitting down and doing math on it, I'll confess I don't do it anymore, and I haven't for quite some time. But you gotta keep an eye on everything. You gotta, like, be aware of fraud, be aware of unauthorized weird charges or stuff that just never, like, goes through properly. I hate, one of my pet peeves is if I place an order and it ships separately and then they bill me separately, which I guess is actually, like, something I should be appreciative for, but I'm not, because it's like in my head or on my receipt I've got an order for X amount and I don't have a payment for X amount to go with that in my account because there's 2 payments for Z and Y amount. Amazon does that shit all the time. Oh, that was my shoulder. Hey, Jow. Sorry I didn't see you. I keep getting behind on chat. Oh, thank you, Jow. Yeah, they're looking. We're only half done. Let me see if I can. Let me zoom out again, so you guys can get. Actually, let's not zoom out. Let's do flashlight time before we add the Holo. Yeah, I do most of my. There's a couple things I don't have, like, automated or that I need to write a check for, or like, I mean, even just like my quarterly estimated taxes, I need a check for that. I don't know if the IRS even has like a online submission for that. I suppose I could look into it, but generally I just do that. Like that's most of the checks that I write. Because a lot of places too, like using a check is actually more expensive. Sometimes it'll be more expensive to use a credit card. Like the thing with credit cards is using credit cards is more expensive for the retailer or for whoever than using cash or a check is. But they've like, in most cases, accepted it and they just eat it because it's more convenient for people. Ooh. Oh, taxes. God, don't remind me. Taxes. Yeah, I need to order checks, and it's been like so many fucking years. And checks are expensive. It's disgusting how expensive checks are. You get a paper paycheck, that is a little bit weird. I didn't see that, but thank you, son. Hey, Ember. Nah, you just haven't learned it, son. I've always, like almost every year. Well, they've been the same for the past couple years, but almost every year my taxes have gotten more complicated. But number one, I'm kind of cheap. Number two, I'm not gonna say I'm broke, but I can't really afford to pay an account. I mean, I suppose I could. I don't feel like I should have to pay an accountant though. I've got a couple retirement accounts. I've got my 1099s. I've got all that shit. Used to have a W-2 also, but you just got to educate yourself. Oh, they do take electronic payments. I mean, I pay my yearly stuff online if I owe, but my quarterly estimated, I don't know. I've always been in the habit of doing it. I mean, I've been having to do it long before Twitch, of course. With my YouTube stuff, so sweet juicy rewards, yeah. I mean, I'd love to say absolutely not amethyst, but ice cream, sure, paint along. You may not even be the only one doing so. A lot of times people paint along while I'm painting, and we're not done. We've still got 3 layers to go. We're going to do Flakie. We're going to do unicorn skin. And then this, oh, here it is. This must have been, well, I mean, it's dry now. My patching acetone bottle was on the desk, and it was on its side, and it now appears to be empty except for a slight sludge at the bottom, and I'm guessing it probably leaked out and evaporated while I wasn't looking because it was just acetone. I guess that does make sense for smaller offices. Yeah, there probably is like a super easy way. I'm just used to certain things. I know I'm like, dude, I'm being an old lady about this. Oh, this is quite tight. Working on your accounting assignment right now. Ooh, foreign taxes. Yeah, that does sound a little bit tricky. But if you wanted to, realize that it's not too much for you. You're making a choice. And it's not a bad choice, but it is a choice. Never underestimate your ability to learn something if you want to learn it. Oh, Ember, thank you. I hope we're in a little bit of a mellow lull right now. We're a little bit more wound up earlier, but well, if you've been watching the archives on YouTube, you know. But it's good to have you here live. I need to find. Christine sent me another bottle of Flakie, and I kind of have misplaced it. This bottle is like quite almost gone, but there's plenty in here for this. I'm gonna try and I know we like this like inside joke, like when I say I'm gonna try and have a light hand, but I'm gonna try and have a light hand, and I'm pretty sure. Like if I wanted to change my mind, now would be the time. I think we want to do Flakie and then unicorn skin rather than unicorn skin and then Flakie. Yeah, I support that. Yeah, that's one of the main things that I hope I can provide, which is why we have the new very mellow piano background music, but just a little bit of color therapy and pretty things to relax to. Oh, that would be frustrating, Lizzie. And then I suppose you'd have to try and contact them, and then that would be a whole other separate hassle. Okay. Now I do want it to be like consistent, so we have to make sure. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. Oh man, I bet that would be. Just know, well, hopefully, that you did everything within your power to do. And, you can't, I mean, it's hard to just say, well, you can't stress about other people's decisions, but if you've done everything in your power to do, I think it's easier to relax. My problem is, we talk about anxiety and stuff a lot. It's like, I say that, but like I catch myself not doing my all too often. And I think that's part of why I get so anxious sometimes, because I haven't done my best. So I can't just sit back and be like, well, I've done everything I could do, because it's not. It's like, well, what if I did this, or what if I did this, or what if I such and such? Yeah, we'll do some flashlight time after I finish this layer. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. That would be... See, if my job had been like that, maybe I'd still be there, to be honest. Because I didn't hate my job. I just hated the things that shouldn't have been my job that I was forced to deal with to do my job, because nobody was held accountable for their actions. Oh, that's just... It's really good. Okay. Any multichrome with Flakie on top is so good. We've done this combination many different alternative combinations of multichrome Flakie unicorn skin. Let me get the flashlight out again. Woo, that would be a big oof. I hope I've not fucked anything up. No, nobody's told me if I have. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we could stop now. We could stop now. But we're not stopping now. As a reminder, without Holo, still very cute, still very multichromy, still good shit. But with Holo, It just like it makes it juicier and like oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, where is Dino? Dino does definitely need to... I mean, now that we've said that, she'll probably pop up out of nowhere. Yeah, do you have multiple applications out there, Ember, or just the one that you're looking forward to hear back from? I don't even know how long something like that takes. Just want like one more glitter, like right there. There. Like smallest little. And make sure that we're consistently applying between hands. Okay. I think having this as the lower layer will help it to be smooth also. Like the unicorn skin is, even though it's like a chunkier flaky, like it's a large sort of a flaky, it lays kind of a little bit flatter. Like you can kind of see that one chunk right at the edge of my finger? Like it's pretty much a chunk of flaky. But the unicorn skin will smooth that down. Actually, that one's a pretty big chunk. Where'd my orange stick go? I might get that out of there because it's so close to the edge. Yeah. See how big that is? I mean, it's small, but I mean for a little flaky glitter. Oh yeah, good call, Amethyst. I'm assuming a Discord thingy is coming. And yes, everyone is welcome in Discord. So it's kind of like we were talking about earlier. Like it would be really weird if I had a big enough community to the point where like subs only Discord or something like that. Like that would honestly make me kind of uncomfortable to be that huge. I think. Or at the very least, it would just feel very weird. Heck, it would feel weird to have a Discord big enough to need moderators. Although, I'm actually probably pretty close to that point already. You guys are just so well behaved most of the time, though, that it has not been an issue. These two really large little chunks need to come off of there. See that very big, almost like coil at the tip of the thumb? I'm gonna leave it. And if you're new to Twitch, like Ember, and you're not familiar with Discord is like a message board, a forum, a message board, I guess. Except it's my little corner of a message board. Community can chat, hang out together, post nail pictures, let people know about sales. And it's also where I keep you guys up to date on my very, very sketchy schedule. Yeah, so if you click the link above, a couple posts above yours, that's the link to mine, and it should, depending on if you're on phone or on desktop, it should bring you to a place that'll say, like, join my simple little Discord. And then you're there. And then you'll have a list of the Discords you're in on the side. I'm pretty bad at keeping up at Discords other than my own. Like, I'm in a handful, but a lot of them it's like ones I joined so I could use those emotes on Discord or stuff like that. Like, sometimes I feel bad, but I'm like, I can't, like, every single streamer that I watch or that I follow, like, I can't be in that Discord because I already have, like, so many that I'm not up to date on. And we have, like a question section and everything like that. I never, you can never assume that people just know how anything works or like that. So I'm always open for answering any questions anybody might have. Nail polish related or Discord related or Twitch related, although I know more about nail polish than I do about Twitch or Discord. and here on Twitch, like, I have a lot of commands too. So Nightbot is one of my bots. We also have the Butts bot, which just makes butt jokes. And then we have like Pup Time. Oh, and we have Moobot. I forget about Moobot. And they just help out with like commands or stuff or little fun things like quotes. Oh yes, Pup Time does kitties and puppies. That little devil demon pupper. That's so cute. Cute little demon pupper. Oh, that's so nice to hear, Ember. I love hearing that. Like, that's one of those compliments that never gets old. Like, I love inspiring people and getting people into nail art. So this is Cosmic, and this has, like we were discussing earlier, similar color shift to Cat's Evasion, kind of a gold to fuchsia spectrum. That's the word. Yeah, I set myself a Twitch budget long ago, and I, for the most part, stick to that. And it's kind of interesting because actually a lot of the people that I sub to don't stream very often, but number one, they are still people that I want to support, and number two, the emotes have become a part of my vocabulary. Like, Doc doesn't stream very much anymore, but like Ben is my hello emote. Oh my god. Like, I'm sure I have some others from other channels, but like, I always come in and I say hello with a Ben. And if you don't know what a Ben is Ben. A little hello. Because it's so adorable and cute and I love it. Or like, I mean, like Jerry doesn't stream it very often anymore, but he does stream when he can, and he's literally one of the people that I wouldn't be streaming if it wasn't for him. So it's not like I want to drop that subscription just because he doesn't stream very often, even though sometimes it's like, I do have mixed feelings because it's like, man, I watch this person all the time and I'm not subbed to them because I mean, I could easily spend $100 on Twitch subs a month, but that would be really irresponsible of me at this particular point in my life. If I could reach a point where I could, easily maintain a couple dozen subscriptions and not feel guilty and stupid about it, that'd be awesome. But until then, I have my budget and I have a Prime sub. So obviously that's a free sub, so I don't have to count it towards my budget, but yeah, just keep hitting per time and go there. Yeah. Hey, baby. How you doing? Oh, your eyeball looks so good today. I don't know if you guys can really tell on stream. His eyeball, I almost feel like any day I could wake up and it would magically be like normal. And I know that's unrealistic, but it really has been looking so good lately. Yeah. Yeah. And I've tried to get better with that. Like when I was thinking about that, Like, I've been lazy. There used to be times when I would take it much more seriously to farm ad bits, which, if you don't know, if you're in the US, you can get bits for free, sometimes, by watching additional ads. Bits work just like money under normal circumstances. They cost money, but sometimes if you go, like in the chat box, there's a little bits thing. If you click there and click the get bits, you'll see where you can buy them. But above that is also an option to watch ads. And if that's available, which it really depends. Like, sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. But if that's available, you can watch an ad and it will give you bits. And every bit that I've ever cheered on Twitch has come through that. And I mean, it's at this point, like, it's not a small sum of money. Yeah, I used to do it like it just depends, because it used to be easier, and there probably is like an easier way to do it that I just don't know. Chrome used to let you mute a tab. Now it doesn't let you mute individual tabs, although you can mute individual sites. But if I'm watching Twitch on one site or on one tab, I don't want to mute the site. I just want to mute the tab I'm watching ads in, because I don't want to listen to the ads. I just want to watch them and get money. But now I just open them up in a different browser and mute that whole browser. It's the easiest solution I found. And sometimes I could watch ads and keep watching them for 10 minutes, and sometimes I get 2 ads and it's done. But just let it build up, and oh god, there's so much going on here, and it's all so fucking good. Look at that. Like, I remember at one time when I would really, like, every day I would be like checking for ads, and I would be looking for ads, and I would be watching ads. Like, I had built up like $60 or $80 worth of bits just in my little wallet or whatever you want to call it. And then one of those special emote events came around, and I cheered enough to make sure I got all the emotes, and then I never have managed to build it up to that much again. But like, a lot of times you only get 5 bits, but sometimes you can get up to 100 bits. That always makes you feel like you're winning at life also. So, like, it's at this point where it's like you can't quite exactly tell what's going on. Like, you probably remember what it looked like with just the Holo, and it looks kind of like that, but then it also looks something different. But because the Flakies have the same shift as the Multichrome underneath, like, you can't, like, under the flashlight, you don't specifically see the Flakies, right? It's kind of weird. It's like an optical illusion. But that Holo still comes through, and there's something there that's extra, but, like, you literally can't see it until you get in that, like, that reflect view, like, right there. Right? So good. You're welcome, Ray Ray. I hope you have a good day. Hold on here. Yeah, they've been very sparse, I feel like, since the beginning of the year, Sparkles, which I think is normal overall for ad serving. It's not just the end of the period, it's the end of the, of the year. And January is always, like, I mean, on YouTube too, ad revenue tanks in January. Everybody done blowing all their money on holiday Christmas ads, and ads are few and far between. I think I've gotten like 2 ads all 2021. Like I said, not that I've been in there as often as I necessarily could or should be, but yeah. And it depends too on your area. I know Dr. Crotron said he never almost gets them in his area, whereas me, like, for a while it would seem like every day at like 3 or 4 a.m. there would be like more ads added or whatever. Like I could always get ads at that time. And then after a while, like I couldn't get ads at that time, but at like 2 in the afternoon, there were a lot of ads to get. So when it occurs to me, I go check in on it. But I need to think of it more. I need to remind myself of it more. All right, so we're about to do the top coat. And like I said, this is long wearing, so we did it with the base and we're going to do it with the top coat. We're going to be wrapping all the sides all around. Yeah, not available in Canada. It used to be that on PC it was only in the US, but on mobile it was available in more countries, and at some point they changed that. And I really, like, I don't get it. Like, is it a viewer thing or is it an advertiser thing? Are there not Canadian advertisers submitting ads to be, part of that? Or do the advertisers that are submitting not want Canadian eyes on the ads? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Trina. Yeah, towards the end of the month and the closer we get to Valentine's Day and then like St. Patrick's 2, if there's any movies or something coming out, like if I'm watching a lot in a row, sometimes it'll be the same movie preview 3-4 times in a row. Like, man, they really want people to go see this movie. I don't remember how we got on this subject, but yeah, that's how bits work. You can also, of course, purchase them. Sometimes there are sales to purchase them. If you purchase them, Twitch basically takes a cut. But once you cheer them, 1 bit is equal to 1 cent. So 100 bits is $1. Hey, Whim. Wait, did that not show up over there? I didn't hear it. Wait, that was for you to get my Pog. Pog? Enjoy, Whim. I literally didn't hear that. I know you didn't do it so that it could be like whimsy. I just want to see how loud it is that I didn't hear it. Okay, I'm just deaf. That's not that quiet. I might have been actually talking. I probably could turn things up a little bit more. But like I said, I don't want you guys to get echoes of the music, is the thing. Because you guys are hearing it through desktop audio. I don't want the mic to pick it up coming through my speakers also. Yeah, I might, if I keep up with with this nice mellow background music, I might need to adjust some of my alert sounds, because I can adjust how loud they are in Streamlabs, I think. Okay, we're moving on. I think I already said to top coat. Oh, look at that shot. Like, you get these and they're all purpley, and then you get these and they're all goldy. Oh, it's so pretty. I also sometimes just am distracted. My eyes are distracted, my ears are distracted. Oh, man. So this is just going to glossy everything, seal everything in. We're going to do the bottom, the side walls, and the tip. Oh, the gloss. The gloss. That's weird. Lizzie. Yeah, I don't know why I would do that. I've never actually purchased bits. Like I said, I have had one sort of similar problem. At one point I tried to renew one of my subs, and it was whatever method I had was it wouldn't accept it. And so then I had to change it. I think it was going through Amazon Pay or something, and I had to switch it to credit card, but then I wanted to switch it back to Amazon Pay later, and I had to I don't know. was dumb. It seemed like it was just some sort of a glitch, so maybe you'll be able to later. And I mean, of course, while we're on the subject, I 10,000% appreciate anybody who donates and contributes and, you know, helps Twitch be an actual revenue stream for me and not just a hobby and not just escapism from editing on YouTube like it is. It is a part of my job, which is like part of why I feel really guilty when I don't stream for a couple days. But it is, of course, never expected. Like, everybody's IRL situation is different, and you are supportive just by being a part of the community, whether you are in a position to contribute financially or not. Like, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Because you know what? We started out this stream and I felt like shit. Like, physically and mentally, keeping it real. And now I only feel like shit physically. But like, you guys let me vent. You guys vent a little. We laugh, we cursed, we play with pretty colors. And you know what? That is a simple little pleasure. I mean, so yeah, that one, Wim. Also, if I get like up here, I'll zoom out in a minute. We'll do that angle too. So I have a video on my YouTube comparing them. Sesh Vive is supposed to give, I'm trying to think of like what the description says, like a thicker, more gel-like finish. You know, and my understanding of it was that it was supposed to be like, what do I even want, what word do I want to put on it? Like, not like thicker as far as applying, but thicker as far as like if you have a glitter or something that really could drink top coat, like it won't drink Vive the same way as it does Vite. But when I tested it, like, it seemed the same to me. Any differences were extremely minor. Like, that was another video, like, didn't go as I planned. Like, I was using a particular polish specifically because I wanted to compare how the two did over glitters. I wanted to see if Vive would get away with just one coat versus, like, 2 coats of Sesh Vite. And people are like, well, you can't really see the difference in the glossy finish with this glitter polish that's your base. And it's like, dude, it wasn't a comparison of what's glossiest. It's a comparison of what lets you do only, like, the branding, you know, like a better finish. To me, not different. One thing I have heard, but I can't confirm, is a lot of people have a problem with Sesh Vite shrinking, like pulling at their cuticles or pulling at the tip and kind of shrinking back, and then it leaves like a little. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I have heard from some people that people that experience that Vive does not do that for them. But since Sesh Vite doesn't do that for me, I can't be like, yep, Vite's better. Wait, whichever one I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying. I can't say that it's better at that because I don't have that problem. But yeah, I don't remember what else I compared or if I like actually went in depth or anything, because it was probably 5 years ago, maybe not quite that long. But yeah, if you go on my channel, !YouTube or YT, you just need a little quick command, it's like Sesh Vite versus Sesh Vive comparison. Oh yeah, and that's got actually all the YouTubes. Only the first one, really. I should change that command. My gaming archive channel. I should just sit down and like put a bunch of stuff up. Like, it's not hard, but it's just hard enough that it's like, I'll do that later, and then all of a sudden it's a year. And you're like, Because you gotta like add a description. I suppose you don't have to. I want to add a description and stuff of what the live stream is. You know, even if it's gaming, like, you know, is it speed runs? Is it rando? Is it, you know, casual playthrough or whatever? And now, like, since I've been active on my gaming archive channel, like, they allow you to add chapter markers in YouTube, which I've been doing on my nail art live stream archives. And I may or may not want to do for my gaming ones also. I should just get on top of that. My Throughout Me vlog channel, I don't even know the last time I uploaded to that was. I was going to put, in fact, they might still be sitting there on private. When I did my hair on stream, that was going to live on the vlog channel. Yeah, oof, a year and a half. Yeah, even longer than I thought. There's stuff there. It's just, it's private because it doesn't have the metadata. It doesn't have, you know, or like picking an interesting thumbnail and not like a loading screen, you know, like a black loading screen thumbnail, just like small stuff like that. Yeah, people enjoyed it. I thought about doing another one. Or have I done two? No, I only did the one, right? Did I do two? Did I do my crochet braids on stream once? Now I'm like really thinking about it. I think I did. So I had one where I was just like styling my hair after I had washed it. And then I had another one where I did crochet braids. Yeah, I might, if I do my own box braids, I might do it, but I don't know, because I've never done them before, and I don't know how hard it's going to be or how much I'm going to struggle or like anything. Like you see a tutorial on YouTube and it's like, this only took an hour and a half. I'm like, man, I can't. Like it's fast if you could do certain things fast. Like crochet braids are super fast if you're fast at doing the base, like the cornrows and stuff, which I'm not. Like, I'm not even fast at parting my hair for cornrows. Are you kidding me? You guys want one more flashlight time now that we're glossy? I think that would be a good idea. So yeah, we can get... There's a good gold angle. Oh, so this shifts all the way from purple to here. Oh man, sometimes these ends of the spectrum can be very, very tricky to capture on stream. Whimsy, it is harvest gold. Oh, but it's also purple and it's also hollow. Oh, we have another gold splits. I forgot that one. Might have to quote harvest. I shouldn't have any of their harvest quotes. But yeah, and then you go to like this more purpley, like almost into indigo, but then like mainly like a fuchsia coming through. And hollow, of course. And the flakies. Don't forget the flakies. They're invisible. No, they're not. Flakies are fascinating. The other thing with flakies is this is going to look really, really good matte. And I will plan to mattify it eventually. I don't know exactly when. But enough so that I can enjoy it matte a couple days before I take it off. Matte also really can pop out flakies. You see this little strip here where we have just a strip of matte? And how different those flakies look compared to where they're glossy? Yeah, this will look really good matte. Kinda witchy. Yeah, it is getting late. It's almost 11. Thanks for hanging out, son. I'm gonna find somewhere to send you guys. Let's take a looky look here. Saturday is Ooh. Saturday is going to be a huge multi-world Hollow Knight racing evening that I do plan on participating in. You guys want some crochet maybe? I'm not sure if I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow because I'm glad I streamed tonight. I feel, like I said, I feel a little better mentally than I did when I started. Of course, we'll see when the stream adrenaline crashes. If I'm still feeling that way. Or not. Yeah, I imagine that it will be chaotic. Yeah, Wim. Once I got the button pushed, things looked up from that point. Yeah, I think I'll send you guys over here. I don't know how much longer she'll be going. We did the Discord a little bit earlier. There it is again. There's the YouTube again. And I'm gonna rate us on over to Loops. She's doing some crochet. If you would like to simple little raid and go say hi to another creative Twitch streamer and friend, Ref's wife, and the maker of the dolls, which I don't have out right now because I was attempting to clean, thinking about cleaning. They'll return. Beanie's little doll friends, Hollow Knight doll friends, were made by Loops. I also just would like to say, as we close out here, and we talked a little bit about it earlier, I think everybody right now is under a lot of stress and anxiety, world shit, your personal, shit. But there's, eventually, possibly less shit. That came out so much less inspirational than I hoped. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's okay to be stressed out, but be gentle with yourself too, and self-care and all those good things. Countdown's going. Have a great rest of your whatever time of day it is, and I hope I'll see you guys next time. This is very quiet. I was gonna say, well, it's because I have everything turned way down.
Colette, thank you so much for the raid.
And of
welcome
course,
in, everyone.
If you are in the future watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed as well.
Awesome.
Our beautiful Holo Taco manicure. A little bit of color therapy. We
are fundraising for childhood cancer research
color therapy
this month.
Oh, it's a fundraiser too. That's nice.
I am working on a blanket to auction off.
Loops does crochet.
Figure out the logistics
you guys
of
on
that
YouTube
yet,
don't
but
get to
we
see.
will be auctioning it and sending the proceeds.
I wish there was a way for me to show you guys where I send my people when I'm done with my stream. But if you'd like to check it out, just come follow at twitch.tv/Colette MSLP.
Okay, Sandra, thank you so much for
And if you want to continue hanging out here on YouTube, that's also fine.
The donation earlier and for the laughs.
And like and ring the bell.
Have a good
and all
night,
that
and
shit.
I hope that your doctor's appointment goes well tomorrow.
But yes, I hope you all enjoyed, and thanks for watching.
Okay, Raiders, thank you so much for coming in.